Our first match of the day will be G2 versus Team Liquid, and this is a match between two teams that have a very high record in the Trinity series, effectively 1 and 2. I mean, you can see the few games separating them, but what matters more than anything is the win-loss record as we enter the critical pick ban phase.
That's right, and this is where Trinity series really sets itself apart, is all 9 classes being represented across the two teams. At the start of the match, they'll ban 2 of the opposing classes, and they will not be available for play. Then they will choose 6 of the remaining 7 to bring to the table and come to battle with, which means they'll leave behind one of those classes. From there, they will play a match of last year's standing where the first team to take 6 games wins the set.
Yep. Druid and Priest has been banned pretty much unanimously across the board for the past few weeks now. I haven't had a chance to watch all of the Trinity series, the 2 weeks that you did with TJ and Firebat, but I've caught a lot of it, and it seems like people have not only banned Druid and Priest, but also have self-banned Hunter as their choice for ban number 3.
Yeah, Levy Lots actually brought a Hunter 2 weeks ago, and they had a 3-0 record with that Hunter deck. They put up I think it was 6-1 overall was their match score, and they won 3 games with Warlock and then 3 games with Hunter in that. But that has pretty much been the standard as we move through Trinity series. And the big story for me has just been the adaptation of what you do with the remaining 6 decks that you bring to the table.
Yeah, there's slight innovation happening in the metagame, but you know, G2, we'll see what they have in store, as Tice will be on Mage and Paladin, RDU will be on Rogue and Shaman, Neri will be on Warlock and Warrior, and keep in mind that they'll be able to communicate within their own team channels for the entire match. So even though these are the effective pilots, they'll be working together.
That's right, and there you can see Dog's going to be on Mage, Rogue, Show on Warrior and Warlock, and Fino is going to be on Shaman and Paladin. You know, I spoke with RDU and with Dog at BlizzCon this last week about Trinity series and about their performance, and RDU was very passionate about the idea that G2 has been performing better than all of the other teams thus far. And we had a discussion about it, where
objectively.
I think record-wise, yes. I think that play-wise, they have had a lot of questionable moments though. And I sat down with Firebat, and I sat down with RDU and you know, Ant, who's going to the World Championship, and a bunch of other players. And it turned into a very long debate about whether or not defensive or offensive lines were correct in a lot of scenarios. And to me, it's just really showing how open this format is and how players actually attack certain matchups and what they do. There's more than one way to win a matchup, and to me that's a standing point for how strong and good this metagame is. Despite Druid and Priest being at the top, those decks are beatable, but you just have to require a lot of cards in order to defeat them. So in a double ban format like this, you're seeing what the rest of the format is capable of with those tools.
Yeah, the only sad thing is I feel like there is more and more convergence within specific classes. For example, there's not too much differentiation between rogue decks right now. Rogues tend to be very tempo-oriented. I haven't really seen real Miracle Rogues. I've seen a couple of Giants Rogue on ladder, for example, recently. But even then, that's not really that strong. Same thing with Shaman. Shaman's still generally playing that evolved Doppelgangster package, maybe wrapping Jade into it as well. But 2 classes we have seen a couple of differences in opinions is Mage and Warlock. And we're going to start things off with this matchup. And it could be a really critical one, depending on what G2 has brought here.
Yeah, G2 has tended to just bring the good mage deck, which plays Mana Worms, it plays Arcanologist, it plays Medivh's Valet, and then the top end is really where you have some of your questions, like do you play Medivh or not? Do you play a Pyroblast or a Jaina? I've seen deck lists that run both Pyroblast and Jaina in some of those slots, but this is a deck that pretty much performs on a linear game path. It wants to clear the early board position and then have something to deliver damage in the mid game and into the late game when you have giant bursts. And against Zoo, this matchup is, I think, particularly good because of its ability to stall the entire board position until it starts hitting its big power turns.
Yes, historically, Zoo has struggled against any kind of defensive control mage that's oriented around freezing the board and burning their opponents. Doesn't seem to be very much the case, or nothing really seems to have changed in Knights of the Frozen Throne. And Team Liquid does have a couple of countermeasures. You see Spellbreaker as an example, not only to silence Doomsayers, but also to help push extra damage if their board is frozen.
Now, the one big difference I would say that's been made in this matchup is Blood Reaver Gul'dan, is that the Mage deck can't play a pure value game for the entirety of it anymore.
Right.
Blood Reaver Gul'dan puts your opponent on a clock and forces them to either kill you or lose the game. And so for G2 Esports, at some point they do have to turn the corner and look for that burn. We saw Complexity last week try to play that super defensive ultra value strategy, and it came back to bite them as Blood River Gul'dan came down.
It's a really good point. It's a really good point. In the past, Freeze Mage or any kind of burn mages could utilize their burn as a way to remove minions because life tap would deal damage to the Warlock itself. So that's the way they would get burn in. Team Liquid's coming up on a kind of a crucial turn here. Let's see what they're thinking.
The Spellbreaker, but by passing this turn, we're kind of just enabling them to do whatever they want. So
I don't want to tap now, so I think it's just going to cancel one, right?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, let's go.
Worst case scenario, they play Doomsayer, we tap. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah. And it's also
So they
Like,
have
they're
another
not-
pot up.
There are not many cards that are.
How do you like just Mana ping? Nah, it's probably weak. Wait a second.
They have a 1-mana Firefly. They probably fit it in that they. I think you just go Arcane Intellect and then Fireball with 4.
I also think so.
Like, there's not much pressure they're gonna add here. They don't put Dire Wolves or any pressure
Okay,
cards in the deck.
Agree.
At the same time, wait.
Nah, I already played it.
I was gonna say that like maybe if you play Monorm, you force them into playing 1+1 and it's off curve. Because now they can play the other free drop.
But it's not really off curve.
Yeah, but then they still. Yeah, but.
If they play
This will be our only tap of the game, though.
Yeah, just considering here.
I mean, it's either tap or play 2/1, right? And
Yeah, I'm considering like because we have Doomsayer.
Possibilities.
It pushes 1 extra damage this turn, 2 extra damage next turn, and then it's basically 2 extra damage per turn.
maybe it's worth it, man.
Yeah, it might be fine to play both.
And we also have room for Spellbreaker against Doom on 5.
Yeah, I think I like it more actually, right?
Because,
It like pushes
I
so
like-
much more.
I like it more because he can't just play Doomsayer.
Yeah, exactly. That too.
Cap, he'll be able to just play Doomsayer. But this way we can probably play Serenite and trade it off, right? Look up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So play both.
Yeah, I like playing
Better.
both.
Yeah. Positioning.
They go kill SF. Oh no.
they want to go forward to buff Voidwalker, I think.
Maybe.
Just Fireball. Oh wait,
Yeah,
what
just-
about?
There is a line with double 1-mana from
I think it's
Frostbolt.
better to go for next turn with Nova, and then we can Blizzard.
Yeah. Like the
So you wanna
5
go
was too
like-
clear.
You wanna go Worm, Frostbolt?
Or Worm,
No, no,
Nova.
no. I don't want to go for that now.
No. Right now it's probably bad because we just exposed these small minions to trade into our worms, which is kind of.
So you wanna Fireball now and then next turn go Worm, Nova and then go Blizzard into Blizzard and just buff the Mana Worms?
Yeah.
Probably. I'm not sure about the Nova, but yeah.
Yeah, it depends.
Looks
We'll
good.
see how the board develops.
Mana Worm is, Fireball is harder to use usually.
Yeah, like Fireball, this is great.
So there's some interesting conversations and dynamics going down right now. G2 seems to try and read Team Liquid's hand. And it's funny because a lot of the reads are things that are about to get drawn. They're actually misreading the hand, but they end up being correct a lot of times because that's what the draw is. And that's a really cool thing to see.
Yeah, there's like a 2-step process to hand rating. Number 1 is identifying the actual cards in your opponent's hand. And then number 2 is identifying what's the strongest turn your opponent has against you and what is their average draw look like against what you're doing. Last turn, I actually particularly really liked the double Mana Worm Frostbolt play. It was a little bit weak to Crystal Weaver exactly, I think. And the Fireball, again, with Team Liquid playing Blood Reaver Gul'dan, G2's going to need burn at some point to actually end the game. So this route that they've taken is a much more value-oriented route, but here they're trying to stick the Mana Worms and deliver the damage with Frost Nova and a couple of Blizzards to back this up. So they both kind of line up the same way, but they're both very difficult for Team Liquid to deal with, I think, no matter how you slice it. Let's hear how they want to play this turn.
It's a hard turn.
Okay, so
Blizzard.
they're not gonna freeze and Doom us anytime soon, right? I mean, if they had it now, they would have done it. So we know they don't have Doom
Right.
in their hand, right? I mean, I don't think they would.
Or play Serenite here. I don't think we ever play Imp. I think they only plays Doomguard, but that's me.
Yeah, I like Doomguard or
Yeah, I like
Saturn
Doomguard. I like Doomguard more, I think.
Yeah,
Because I don't think they have Doom, so we're like saving
yeah, exactly.
Spellbreaker for like something they don't have.
Far right, right?
Far right or middle, but I think it's far right.
Yeah.
Nice,
And we
far
trade.
right, I think. Far right, yeah.
We trade, right?
Right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that sucks. Discarding this.
That's fine. We got rid of Flame Imp.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Man, Flame Imp. That's kind of bad, maybe Flame Imp, but it's fine. Yeah, just Blizzard, man. It's so good.
Yep.
So good. And we just
Wait, what
passed.
about trading?
No, you
Like
shouldn't.
trading in?
Didn't we already
Trade
say that
in,
it's bad?
we can use Portal next turn and save the... But it's weak to...
You make yourself
Wait,
really honorable,
You don't need
man.
to trade. You don't need to trade. You can just trade next turn.
I mean, we could trade twice. That's the thing. But we expose ourselves to 4/5 really
Also,
bad.
Mortal Core, right? I mean, it's a card that's also around.
I mean,
I don't know if they play Coil. I'm pretty sure they don't.
They
Yeah.
have Fireflies, yeah. So question is how we... I don't think we're gonna trade it in. Like, I think Blizzard...
I don't like the trade. I don't like the trade. Like, maybe we still have to Blizzard next turn.
Yes.
And then we can go... and if we then get into Medivh, or maybe we ping...
You could just Medivh and face tank too.
Yes.
The Doom Guard.
There's no reason, I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
they might play second 5/4 that they have in the hands right now.
So there was a Doomguard on turn 5, Admirable, and I feel like there was definitely some warrant or merit to the Spellbreaker, but I also really like the tempo that Doomguard gives you. And there are a couple of cards that are useless, like Flame Imp, for example.
Yeah, I don't mind the Doomguard at all. Something that's important to know about the Doomguard is you're getting it in before you have a chance to draw other very powerful discard effects that you want to get use out of. Doomguard is fine if it travels in packs, but ideally you want it, in succession to one another.
Oh my goodness. G2 just picked the Frostlich Jane, and if that's one way to lock Zoo out of the game, it's to shut off any possibility of them racing you, and your hero power becomes unimaginably powerful at that point.
Yeah, something that's really interesting to note is the interaction between Jaina and Blood River Gul'dan, where Team Liquid, because they're playing lots of small demons, they're almost always going to be vulnerable to a water elemental effect unless they get down Blood River Gul'dan prior to the Frostlich Jaina hitting. So that Jaina is something that G2 has constantly been bringing in their mage deck and could actually be quite problematic for Team Liquid in this game, even in the face of them landing Blood River Gul'dan. Which they don't have yet, by the way. They still need to draw that card as well.
Yeah, I thought G2 was setting up for Firelands Portal and kind of just making it easy, but
That Mana Worm dying.
the Mana Worm dying complicates things a little bit because they can't get the easy trades.
Yeah. They don't want a Blizzard in this spot because it leaves a 5/1 Doomguard around, and Bone Mare is the big threat at that point. So they're trying to play this Firelands Portal to simply offset the Bone Mare and then follow up with their big removal afterwards. In this spot, though, Team Liquid looks like they're about to get paid off. Let's listen in and hear if they want to be aggressive.
Thunder Bonmer, that's the question here. I think the 5/2, right?
Don't we bunker the 2/2?
I'm thinking the 2/2.
Because you don't want him to trade for free. If he tries to trade on board, it still dies. So wouldn't we want to protect our higher attack minion?
Yes, for sure. I think we just do it on the 2/2. Because he just takes a free trade with a 3/6, right? On the 2/2, and I don't want that.
Weird though.
Yeah.
And I
I guess
don't.
I don't know. Or Bone Mare far left.
Yeah, one more far left, and we go face, right? I don't want to trade.
Go face. The thing is, even if he trades with the Bone Mare, like he goes like Flame Strike trade, we have the patches to clear. Worlds. That's fun. They don't even have a secret up, but
Wait, he can't flame start clear.
Yeah, Flame Strike is really bad.
you can't clear. Yeah.
Ping.
And we
We'll
can
trade the 5-2.
Yeah.
It's probably better than Blizzard.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
This way you can also go Blizzard block next turn. If they put a big board, and then you can guarantee the Jaina. It's a very good draw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if they think the 5/1? Up, I guess.
Yeah.
That's weird. Yeah, they didn't pick the 5/1.
Siren Knight and Patches trade, right?
How do you feel
Whoa.
about just Patches?
I want Doomguard.
Yeah,
I want
Patches
Doomguard,
green
yeah.
Doomguard base. It's really good.
Yeah, true.
I really want to push 5 now.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's
Even if they
up
have
later.
Meteor, it's fun.
Yep. We can also just like now anytime we draw Gul'dan it's just game, right? Because it summons 2 Doomguards and we also get the 6 hero power.
Yep.
We only have 1 Soulfire left though, and no charges, so
It's Blizzard block.
Is it block?
I think it is block.
Yeah, it is block so that we can Jaina next turn, right?
Okay.
They might proc us, but we need to Jaina to get control over the game, I think.
Yeah, but if they proc us, we still have Water Alley. We can, or maybe we even consider Medivh Glyph next turn. Nah.
No, we glyph.
No.
We could glyph.
We have to Blizzard, right? Yeah, kinda.
I'm pretty sure we have to Blizzard block this turn.
Yeah.
And then next turn I'm pretty sure we have to Jaina.
Yeah. Nah, agree. Like, you can go for Glyph, hope you get like Meteor, but you can better do that later.
Yeah, after Jaina.
If Glyph does, if you get freeze from Glyph, it's the same. It's better to say Blizzard, so we can use it with after each.
top top.
Top. Oh, that feels bad.
We still play the Flame Imp, because
Yeah.
positioning is Flame Imp far right?
Yes, far right. So it sucks if it's barrier and they set up Jaina though, right?
Pop them through this right now. Yeah, even if they set up Jaina here, our only win condition is Gul'dan, so.
Yep, exactly.
Cool. And we can make another Water Alley if we go Jaina now.
But we give them Soulfire out.
Is it? So yeah, it is Soulfire out.
I mean, they only proc us, we heal after. If you go Flame Strike and they have Gul'dan, we lose.
I like
If we go
clearing
Jaina...
now.
No, what? What do you like to do?
I like Jaina, I
Clearing
think.
now and next turn Jaina, because they're super unlikely to put that much power on the board. It's
I don't know, we give them more draws for Gul'dan. I kind of like Jaina.
Nah, no. Maybe because they only can have 1 or 2 minions and we go to 10 lives. Like, their board will never be as big as it is now.
Yeah.
If we clear it
It's
now,
only Gul'dan.
like they need to
I
get...
don't know.
They need to get... Let's say they have Con Summon with another minion. I mean, they really need to top that Gul'dan.
Even if they proc us, it's not that bad. Are you sure? I think Jaina is
Yeah,
way
I'm
better.
sure.
It's pretty bad.
I'm
They
sure.
have Soulfire.
I'm sure. They already played double Doomguard. What do they want to draw here?
They have
put
not
us on
only
10
Soulfire out, they have Gul'dan and Soulfire out. And they're more likely
Mm-hmm.
to draw it in the next turn than now.
Well, the Vicious Fledgling is a bit of a problematic card, but G2's has this block sitting in play with that Jaina coming down. So this is not a guaranteed pop for Team Liquid, and it wasn't the previous turn either. But if they got popped with that board and the Jaina down, is that better or worse than the Flame Strike first? I mean, that was a pretty tough turn considering both their plays were very good.
Yeah, I particularly like that. In the end, despite the fact that it is a conversation and there's a lot of congressional hearings on how you want to pass the turn or how you want to play it out, in the end, there's still the executive decision of the pilot. Tice knows how to play control mages. This is what he's made his name off of in competitive Hearthstone, punctuated by the 2015 World Championship where he was able to do really well. And I think a lot of people really respect his mage play, so he said, you know what, I'm pretty sure I'm going for the Flame Strike clear. And you got to respect that.
I'm Flame Striking there, I think 100% of the time. They're worried about Blood River Gul'dan, but Team Liquid was 13-1 to draw it last turn and be able to play it immediately. If they have to life tap into it, they can't play it that turn as well. So G2 Esports gets the pass on Jaina right after that. So, you know, Blood Reaver Gul'dan still looks bad after you play Jaina because the 2 Doom Guards pop your ice block, but you're popped at 5 instead of at 1, and you have the Water Elemental sitting down. And then you would also have the Flame Strike to back that up. So they're going to deviate again, though. It's they're going to play N'Zoth's big first mate and just whack the 2-1. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm somewhat shocked by that. They're trying to get clear skies to play the Jaina, but this pops their block when they play the Jaina. So now, if Blood Reaver Gul'dan gets drawn, they are immediately dead in terms of like the block pop, and they have to recover from that state. That was a very risky maneuver. Think about how many extra draws that Team Liquid gets for Blood Reaver Gul'dan in that spot. And then here, if they get Wind Fury off of the Vicious Fledgling, they have the option to Bone Mare and trade over the Doomguard as well. I don't think they'll do, but they have that option.
Well, I mean, they want to pop the ice block, right, in some capacity this turn.
Oh, you are popping.
I mean, the other option is to set up Bone Mare and go for the guaranteed clear and just set up a big board.
So many possibilities.
If you pop the block, it's much harder for them to play Jaina. And if you pop the block and they play Jaina, if you drop Blood Reaver Gul'dan, you win the game.
Yeah, but popping the block also sets up a possibility for a Soulfire draw if they don't have Jaina or Alex Straza. And they get the Death Rattle, which is honestly not bad.
It's 2/1/1s.
It's like the second best option besides the Wind Fury.
Now the problem here is they're seeing Jaina. So once they see Jaina,
Oh, and the 1/1's around.
could be worried about that. Let's listen to G2 Esports though. It looks like they're playing Jaina to me.
Jaina now.
Maybe face tank too. Doesn't
We don't.
matter really.
No, it doesn't
I
matter,
don't like
right?
face tanking. No, don't face tank.
Okay.
Just Jaina.
So they have one more draw for Gul'dan.
Yeah. If they don't get Gul'dan next turn, I think we got them.
I mean, they might now have drawn it too.
Also Bone Mare Soulfire now because of the Deseratul.
Is it ever like Councilman Bone Mare here?
It's always tap for lethal.
It's always tough because we can also just get closer to Gul'dan, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
true. Yeah. We Bone Mare, right?
Bone Mare,
Then one
yeah.
is our-
Yep.
Yeah, go full face, right?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So close.
We are not in a great spot.
We still lose to Gul'dan.
Well, I got 2 glyphs you, man. 2 fireballs. Let's go.
Go for it.
Okay, let's go.
Go,
Oh
Glyph.
man. Polymorph or glyph? I think polymorph.
Wait a second.
We have polymorph. We can frostbolt. We trade.
And you can ping.
You can also face tank one with the weapon in case.
No, you can ping, and you're safe.
If you face tank, we're still dead to Soulfire.
You're safe to everything if you do that, other than Gul'dan. And we know that the first card is not Gul'dan.
What do you
That-
mean?
It's polymorph here, right?
We can't ping two targets.
No.
Oh yeah, you cannot ping two
I have to
targets.
go fast now. I'm going
Glyph,
polymorph.
yeah, Glyph.
Glyph?
Yes.
I would go
Okay.
Poly.
We need freeze.
I'm going with the 2 mana glyph here.
Yeah, sure.
Oh,
Play
5 lives
play
still.
fast.
Con of Cold.
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, you're not.
Glyph again, right?
Yeah, Glyph.
Glyph fast.
Nova, yeah, Nova.
Nova.
We do this, yeah.
Yeah. Ping first, though.
Yeah, ping first.
This one.
Ah, let's go!
Lethal. Alright, just tap, I guess.
Yeah.
Pickable.
Oh, 1 turn too late. Do we play Councilman or Fledgling? Alright, so how will they trade?
I think
Do they trade four guy into Bone
Councilman, it's
Mare?
Councilman. It's Councilman, right?
Yeah, I think it's Councilman. I mean, we're losing. Like, we can also just die here, right? That's.
We're gonna do a fireball, but
Yeah.
I think it's just Councilman. I mean,
Yep.
Councilman, Dreadlord.
Soulfire minion.
But then we have
Oh, actually,
Frostbolt.
5 mana demon is still a thing.
Oh yeah, okay.
7. But we have Nova. And we get out of range. So if they play
We don't.
stuff.
We still like to do Doom Guards.
But it's way more likely then.
Is there any
Because
way
they
they
have
don't play the
4
5
minions.
drop?
Okay, they have the 5 drop.
We could
I
even
mean, just-
kill the 1-2 to like increase the chance.
Okay, we have Arcano.
We go for a Economist. And then
Yeah. We have mana for everything, I think.
I think we
Yeah,
kill
we
1-2
do.
just to. So we can kill 1-2 with the 4-2 and ping our one guy. It buffs us our elemental.
Is it then not just better to kill the 4-5 and then we have
We
more
don't need
spots?
to kill.
But
Oh.
then we also lifesteal for 5.
Yeah. Actually, killing 4/5
Like-
is better.
Yeah, kill the 4/5. That's way better.
What I'm talking about. It's
Yeah.
still better.
And we just go face.
Yeah.
And Nova.
Face and Nova, yeah.
No need to Frostbolt.
GG's, I think.
Is it? I don't know. Gul'dan is dangerous.
13 gives the taunts. It depends if they get Doomguards or not.
Oh no.
In blood and shadow.
13.
Yeah, they got 2 Doomguards. Wow.
Oh man.
No Voidwalker at
But
least.
they have to trade.
This is gonna be interesting game.
have
Trade
no
and
more
face.
We have.
And then the
And the elemental.
I think that's the only way.
Yep, it is.
Or actually, I'm pretty sure we're ahead unless they kill us this turn, like top deck lethal. But they can't even, right? They have 5 on board. The fireball doesn't even kill us. It's only pyro.
Yeah, it's only pyro. I mean, it's quite.
Sure.
One
So
off.
we can kill a bone mare.
Do you wanna play it defensively?
Do we go for the water elemental lines?
Okay, if we go Frostbolt on Bone Mare and then Medivh Valley on Concealman, you can kill both minions.
If you
And you
go
can fire.
offensively, we have only fireball out. One.
And then Valet out too.
No. We have not barrier, not block.
Oh yeah. Yeah, then we have to go for the.
Killing Concealman and Bone Mare. It's probably the line. And freezing something. I don't know what.
Do you freeze Doomguard or do you kill Flame Imp?
Probably killing Flame Imp is better. Actually, no, it's not better.
Yeah, I don't think it's better because you put your minion at 3.
This one we always bone mare. We always ping the bone mare, right?
Yeah.
Time is now.
You are on fire.
Killing Flame Imp is not good because they can just use the hero power elemental.
Yeah, then you Frostbolt Concealman and kill it.
Yeah. I guess we kill the 1/3.
Yeah, 1/3 is fine.
Or Doomguard. You could freeze Doomguard too.
Alright, so how do we do this? Suck the 3/6, imp into it, Doomguard into 3/5. Or is there a better way? Yeah, I think that's the best.
That's the best line. We play Dreadlord and Vicious.
Yeah,
right?
we'll play
And then
Dreadlord,
They can't,
yeah.
Hold on, wait. Let's make sure that they can't generate anymore. No way. Unless they ping off their own guy, which they might.
I think they will.
That's fine. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not-
Yeah, it is fine.
All right, so Despicable Vicious. Try to play around Meteor. No, we're not playing Prince, right? We're not
No. Fledsley.
So many
Yeah.
bloody decisions.
Do the trades first so we can evaluate positioning better. Yeah. Okay,
I believe it's
far left, right?
yeah, far left.
You need to kill their minions. Oh, we can kill that.
Yeah.
They just
They
gave us a
have
fire
a
elemental.
human buffer yet, still. So one of the Doomguards is still frozen. If we get a Nova, we don't use it. Okay, we don't use it. So I guess we kill Flashing and...
Yeah, we
kill
just kill
Flame and that's
Flashbang.
it. This is gonna go to fatigue.
Yeah, we need something good.
And so far the 3/6, of course.
Yeah, we sold for the 3/6.
Yeah.
And
I
sucking.
know that they're holding. Maybe it's Alex? I don't know. Maybe a Pyro.
Actually, we could have thrown the imp in.
I was considering that, but it didn't matter.
We don't want to kill them, right? Because we're trying lethal now.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Yes.
We just do it.
Yeah, like they lost. They played their last Soulfire, right? There's
You
nothing.
ping face, right? You ping face.
Nah. What if they top deck Spellbreaker? Like if they
We lose anyways.
Wait,
we lose anyways
so
then.
they have they didn't play second Crystal Weaver, second Firefly, and second Acarus. That's all cards they have.
Yeah, but maybe they might just suddenly have double Spellbreaker. I don't know.
No, but we lose the game anyways. We lose the game. Don't waste one damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go face. It might matter.
Yeah.
We're only out.
We're still winning, no? I mean, it's way harder now.
Yeah,
I
but
think it is.
No.
But if they top deck like Alex or something, we're just done.
I don't know. This is gonna be close.
It's kind of. We play it,
Arcanologist
right?
plays better. Yeah, you have to
We
play.
played.
So they have second Crystal Weaver, second Firefly, and second Akerus, right? Akerus dies to ping, Firefly doesn't do that much. 5-4.
We probably, whenever we draw Alex, we probably need to do it as heal at some point.
Oh, they have Captain.
Yeah, probably to full heal.
Ouch. This is not good.
We have Fireball left.
They cannot proc us.
Oh, that's so
That's
good.
good. That's so good.
We got
So
a
good.
water. Yeah, we got a water rally.
Yeah. Very good, very good. Okay.
They might have another captain or a one drop.
Nice.
I'm out of cards.
Okay.
But
How about not playing captain so
Yeah.
we can generate it?
Whoa, wait. Okay, so maybe we can go like trade. Do we ever win in fatigue? No.
Cruise.
No.
They're 5 cards. We have to go face bite face, right?
How do we win then, though?
I mean, they cannot kill the 6/5. What do they have left? Like they have
Double
fireball
trade,
left.
right? They have to double trade to that, and then we can play captain after, and then bite them once they double trade.
Yeah, that's
And
the
then we
best
kill them
plan,
over
I
like 3
think.
turns.
Do we ever ping the 2-3 instead of face?
2, 3.
They have
But
Alex.
They're gonna freeze, right? Like, are we beating Alex? I don't think so.
Feed now.
I mean, they have block up. I think we should suck the 2/3. So
Yeah, I think
You want to
Suck the
see
2-3. Yeah, I wanna suck the 2-3 too.
Get over 2 turns, but okay, that's fine.
So they want to fatigue us.
There's no way they can do that.
Ooh,
We use it. We need Alex. And we can ping, trade ping. So we ping it next turn.
Yeah. I think it's fine.
Depends what we get from the... I mean, anyway, we trade and ping. So.
You can Arcane Intellect first. If you get Fireball, we don't need to do anything.
We don't die in fatigue. I don't think so. With Alex, we don't.
We
Trade
don't play
and ping.
Acolyte. We don't play Acolyte. Yeah, just trade and ping.
So they will play captain, we will ping.
they have captain left, right?
Wait. We are going to 12. They wanna put us to 9. Captain will, so they'll do 7.
Is it not going face here and then you set up Alex?
No.
No,
Why
you never go
face?
face.
Trade ping is good.
Trade ping is fine.
Yes, it's good even. It's not fine.
And then we go with...
Time
Ping
is
and
now.
play something else from the top. If it's fireball, we can kill captain. If it's,
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's true. The
Then you Alex
fireball.
ourselves and we don't lose, yeah.
No, we Alex after they pop us, so they have less heal.
If they pop us.
Or after we clear whole board, of course.
Depends, like we might go to fatigue.
Captain, right?
Yeah,
Because
we have to play captain, yeah. And then just bite this.
The pirate's code.
Oh, if we didn't mess up that 1 turn. 1 turn.
It's Alex here if we don't draw Fireball.
Just fireball
Okay.
ping.
Yeah, Fireball ping and next turn you Alex.
Not next.
Yeah, next turn you Alex and kill them.
Let's calculate them. I mean, you fireball ping here.
Yeah.
There's no other choice.
Is there? I mean, you can also consider Alex. No, you don't. You don't.
No,
right?
of course not. Not Alex.
No.
No,
We,
just
we
Fireball
want to
ping.
maximize heal. I mean, question is like sometimes Alex is better later to so they have
yeah.
they still have extra turn.
We can also wait. I think we should maybe wait.
Wait a second. Wait. So we Alex them, and then we pass their turn. We put them at 12. They hero power us. They go to 15, and then we deal 9 plus 4. That's 13. They hero power us again, and they go to 5, and then we kill them. And how much damage do we take? We
Much
take
safer
6.
to go Archaeologist ping.
Negia is lethal. We take 6 and then 1. It's 7.
I
It's
say
100% lethal.
if you play Archaeologist first, it's much better.
It's 100% lethal. Why would we play Archaeologist first? They have 2 pings and 1 fatigue. 2 pings and 1 fatigue is 7. We are at 2. We are perfectly safe. Alex then is lethal.
But we take
I'm
one.
100% sure.
I calculated it just to Alex them.
Okay. Okay, don't let me just think 10 seconds. Don't say anything.
Okay, okay.
We take 1, take 2. Yeah, 2 hits, right? 2 hits, we win.
I bring life.
You guys are slow.
No, yeah, but no, bro, if there's like from everywhere, like give me an extra, just a moment for
Wait,
myself.
take fatigue. What are you talking? We take fatigue now. 1 and 2.
Wait.
I don't know what you're doing.
Wait, what?
Fuck.
Did I miscalculate?
We are dying now. We die now.
Fuck!
What are you doing, man?
An incredible discovery.
I don't believe we won this game.
But their face.
Wow.
Dog good. Dog saw this, man.
Dog saw
Wow,
this
they
long
actually
time
threw
ago.
the game.
Through
Actually threw the
and
game.
punched it. Yeah.
That's actually good that we took this win. Well played.
Yeah, but we should have saved the Soulfire, like you said,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
You should have
No,
considered that.
I don't think we should have saved it. I think.
No, dog. They wouldn't have an elemental, so we wouldn't need to.
Oh yeah. I know we messed
Yeah.
up that turn. Yeah, I understand that. I was just saying we had to Soulfire the elemental that turn.
What a throw! Are you kidding me? When they played the Alex, I was like, that they lost the game. I was like, they just lose because of fatigue going through Ice Block.
I thought they were Alex themselves.
Well, no, they shouldn't Alex themselves because they need to maximize their healing. If they're going to Alex themselves, they play Arcanologist, hit for a couple turns, and Alex themselves, but they do more damage that way.
If they Alex themselves, they get a
I
15.
cannot believe that G2 had lost from that position. They had so many opportunities to win from there. And what a game to start off this best of 11, because I seriously thought that mid was heavily favored from that spot. They didn't account for the fatigue damage that they took. RD was correct if they had 1 extra life. They would be okay, but they didn't account for the fatigue damage over 2 turns. Because they would have killed the Morlock, but all it took was the 1 extra turn from them taking damage.
That is insane. I mean,
I was asking you, I'm like, isn't that just death if they do that? And then you're like, well, no.
well, I thought they were Alex themselves.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that he meant Alex the opponent, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is you take a 2 hit of fatigue.
If they Alex themselves in that spot,
so they go to 15.
They gain the same amount of turns, right? But Warlock takes a little bit more damage.
Right. So Team Liquid's at 28. So when they untap, they'll go to 25, and G2 would be at 15. They would go to 12, and that would bring G2 up to 28. So they would hit them first 8. That would take them to 20, and then they suck face. So that's 23 to 9. And then they untap and they take 2 and they go to 7. They hit for 8. That drops Team Liquid to 15. They ping to 14 and drop a 2-3. And then Team Liquid untaps. They go to 10. They hit face and they take G2 down to 4. They'll take a fatigue hit of 3 and go to 1. They go up to 13 and then they hit with Alex, which is 8, 9, 10, 11 from their hero power as well. That drops them to 3 and then they take a fatigue hit to -2. So if they Alex themselves, they win. The math here pans out to where if they Alex themselves, they get in 8, 9 damage on the first turn. So look. So Team Liquid, it's very hard to follow. I understand that. So if they Alex themselves, they go to 15 life. G2, that is. And Team Liquid is at 28. When they go to their turn, they take a 3 hit of fatigue. That drops them to 25. They use their hero power on G2. That drops G2 to 12. And then, I'm sorry, it drops Team Liquid to, G2 to 12. And then Team Liquid goes to 28 life. So then Team Liquid untaps. They take a fatigue hit of 1 and drop to 11. They attack for 8. That drops Team Liquid to 20, they hero power them to 19 and drop a 2-3 Arcanologist. So then Team Liquid untaps and they take a fatigue hit of 4, dropping them to 15. They hero power G2 and drop them to 8, and they go up to 8, and Team Liquid goes up to 18. So then G2 untaps, they take a fatigue hit of 2 and drop to 6. They then attack for 8, dropping them to 10.
No, they attack for 10 because they have Arcanologist on the board.
Yeah, and then they attack for 2 with their Arcanologist, dropping them to 8. They hero power them to 7. Oh, no, wait.
And then they hero power them and they'd lose anyways.
You get how hard this is. Like, there's so much going on.
What I thought was that, and it didn't matter. It's because I agree with Alexing the face, because that was their better play, because they lose a turn because of the 13 health difference.
Jeez.
You wouldn't be able to make it up.
There's so much going on. I'm confused.
Well, no, the reality is, I guess, based off what we're calculating, is that G2 lost either way. The moment they pigeoned themselves into that spot.
Both teams are still talking about it, so let's listen in and hear the debate from them.
So Golaka is only good on captain.
I mean, they'll have to play it at some point.
Right.
We never keep the 4 drops.
Yeah, we'd rather have another 3, right? Yeah.
Oh, that's juicy. Okay, I didn't keep any. Oh, man.
I'm in charge now.
Oh.
Okay. Solves Walker, right?
Is there ever like patches? So we'll have Void Walker for later. Because they dagger anyway, right? Their plays dagger like.
So many.
Friends, but yeah, I mean they could also hit Firefly, but
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they can also backstab the Void Walker. So
Yeah.
I think we play patches actually.
want them to backstab the Void Walker?
No, we don't care if they backstab. No, they would never. Would they ever backstab the Void Walker?
They backstab the Void Walker if they
If they
want.
have captain. If they have captain. Yeah,
And
you're right.
that's very punishing.
But then we can go patches trade, and then we play Flame Imp.
Then the
We kill the Flame
flame
Imp for
dies.
3.
Yeah.
Almost out of
I think I like patches more. Dog.
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't matter to me. It's only, yeah. I mean, it's bad to specifically backstab captain, but go ahead. It's better.
I'm in charge now.
Okay.
Maybe you just have to play the minion, right? It's
I
just
mean-
better.
We kill our Golaka too.
Oh,
We don't Golaka, we don't Golaka.
No, we don't, yeah.
It's decent because we contest every minion from them.
Nah, Soulfire can already be.
But now we have Dark Reaper into Stovia, Stone Shaper into Golaka's SI, so it's still good.
Mm-hmm.
You can't really play around it,
right?
Yeah, let's not do that.
But we should consider it anyway. What else can
Destroys
punish
us
us?
anyways. And anything, all our plays lose to that, so it doesn't matter. You'd rather them use it on one minion.
I just want to go in Calcium out here. It's just the best play.
So what if
If it's
they go like captain backstab?
I mean, they can go a lot of things, so but that's good like anyway, right? Then
Yeah,
we
I
just
mean-
have a 1/5 in our hand that doesn't do anything basically.
Yeah.
If they do that next turn, we play Voidwalker Flame Up this turn, right? And then the backstab, and they have a 2/1 patches and a 3/3 pirate.
Almost out of time.
Yeah, it's just backs
I
up
think
the
Councilman's
flame in
better.
bed trade. Yeah, I think that Councilman's better.
I mean, the only merit is that we get a save coin for Arcarius Veteran into Councilman, and so it gets buffed. But
Man, game 2, and all I can think about is what happened in game 1. And I mean, you heard it from G2 as well. They are tilted. And I mean, people usually talk about emotional state when you're playing Hearthstone and how important it is, but you got to be able to move past your mistakes. And G2 at the very end of that game, I mean, even going into game number 2, they're still talking about it back and forth. Obviously, focusing on the plays here for Team Liquid is something that they're focusing on as well. But it's hard to imagine how different a series it would be if G2 took the right line. There was a way for them to win, I guess, based off what we're calculating, because we actually been mapping it out ourselves too.
Yeah. It's something that I'm probably just going to tweeting out later because, again, it's a ton of math to follow. But basically,
Right.
if instead of playing Alex that turn, they play Arcanologist, and they delay the Alex to themselves by 1 turn, they have just enough life to live and attack Team Liquid down and kill them with a fatigue hit instead.
Right. Yeah, so the plan was to make up the deficit of Alex not hitting the face with fatigue and the Warlock.
Yeah.
and stall by playing Archaeologist for a turn to get extra 2 damage in. Because the basic way to simplify it is that Warlock's hero power negates 3 fatigue. That's what you can assume. And Archaeologist pushes it back to 2. So in that case, you're able to make up that difference in fatigue damage, and then Alex will be able to finish the game.
Yeah, it's the delayed healing effect that is the big difference there. So it's a tough call to make, but into this game, G2, they've brought what looks like an elemental version of this with Lotus Assassin put in here. And Lotus Assassin, I think, is an interesting drop at the 5 slot when you ban Priest away. Because the big point of Cobalt Scalebane is that it was originally included to just simply fight off Dragonfire Potion, very strong. It just happens to be a very strong minion, where if you get ahead, that card can oftentimes close your lead for you. But Lotus Assassin, I think, does a good job actually fighting from behind in the Rogue deck, which is something the Rogue deck doesn't do very well.
All right, well, let's go ahead and tune in the G2 and see how they're going to deal with this Vicious Fledgling.
Corruption.
That's not bad. Maybe not here.
For next turn, yeah. Totally
But otherwise, you can like go Corruption SI, but then you
What
just...
if they don't guard us? If they don't guard us, it's like...
Then we Corruption, and then we play Lotus Assassin. It's
Or
great.
you can aside the Doomguard and face tank and burglar into it, and you can corruption the fledgling. Yeah, sure.
Winners moves.
I mean, Doomguard is good no matter what. Even if you like Corruption aside the 2-1, it's still good.
You don't know.
Doomguard is
No, we Doomguard every time.
Doomguard.
Yeah.
Just Doomguard.
Yeah, just make sure you do it. Yeah, got it. Bye, Bagel Ben. I knew you well.
Get it, Show, get it!
Come on, one time.
Feels bad.
What do you think of 3 attack?
Yeah.
Wait,
Stealth.
are we
I mean,
gonna
we know
attack?
We know they don't have SI, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's never can't be targeted. I don't think so. It's between
No, it's never can be targeted. It's between the other two.
So many possibilities.
So if they go 1-drop, only 1-drop fast is kind of bad for us.
It's bad for us anyways, right? Like stealth doesn't protect that.
Yeah, just go attack. I think I like it more.
Yeah.
So only like 1-drop fast is kind of bad.
And backstab, but they would have used backstab if they had it.
No, they don't have fast.
Is it worth it? Maybe. Because otherwise they just kill our SI, right?
But isn't it bad? Because like trading is like we can have this next minion with Lotus Assassin.
Yeah, and then we just leave.
Assassin
We just let them SI kill our SI.
Yeah, Corruption to deal 1 damage kind of.
Yeah. Do we go Laka?
I think we. Yeah, I think we do now. At this point, we have to.
I don't know.
It's a top deck
I-
war. Oh wait, actually no.
We shouldn't go Laka.
Kepo is better, yeah. They're like from turn to turn, they're more likely to get captain now, and they'll
Yeah.
have to play.
Yeah, I like it also.
Also, we kill the councilman type of stuff.
Also, we can hold Golaka.
Nah, I think it's not a hold game anymore. Like,
maybe they
we
can
have to
kill
wait.
maybe they can kill the rogue.
It's not really a hold game anymore.
Yeah, I gotta say, Rogue has stabilized beautifully this game, and that corruption coming pretty nifty. It's not necessarily the damage deals, but just it forces you to use that minion in a different way now instead of being able to pressure. And now Rogue's going to be able to leverage their Lotus Assassin. Wow.
And look at the changes that we've seen to Rogue over the past couple weeks. We saw the rise of the Galaka Eviscerate Rogue over the Prince Keliseth in the past couple of weeks. People thought that was the end-all be-all of Rogue decks. And once again, it has adapted. Now, granted, Trinity Series is part of that big adaptation. It's a double ban format, which offers some quite unique circumstances. But the metagame over the course of Lich King, I cannot stress this enough, it has been the largest evolving metagame that we have ever seen throughout Hearthstone. In a 2-month period, we've been seeing multiple variations of powerful decks. We've been seeing decks with multiple archetypes that never had it before. It's just such a beautiful deck building game right now.
Yeah, and it's like the small differences or the large differences, right? If we see N'Zoth Warrior actually being viable to a certain extent, or Control Paladin, and those things you'll never really see even in banned tournaments, let alone ladder. Very, very interesting to see. Now, granted, I don't think Lowe's assassin will make the biggest differences. I think what mattered more was the fundamentals of what Rogue's able to build onto the board.
Sure.
But still, it's like a nice thing that shuts off a lot of Team Liquid's options this moving forward from now.
It puts them in a spot where they have to have a 5-power minion to contest the Lotus Assassin, rather than being able to just develop any number of threats, and the Cobalt Scalebane being forced to trade regardless, and then being left vulnerable to, say, the Soulfire that's left in Team Liquid's hand. It's those little things like that that when you find yourself in those circumstances can win you games. And
yeah, I'm starting to see the nice thing too about Lowe's Assassin, because Rogue, if they can't secure the game by turn 5 and 6 by snowballing, they need Bone Mare, and so you get another stealth minion to Bone Mare. So it's interesting.
Very interesting. Here it's playing Stranglethorn Tiger, but looks strong to me.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and listen into Team Liquid if they can pull themselves out of this hole.
And then we can Soulfire the 5/5, I guess. Wait.
We play everything.
Play everything.
Yeah,
Soulfire.
We play everything. Yeah, we play everything.
Lotus Agent. That's an interesting card.
Yeah, it's very good against. It's also sick in the mirror. Like, you just keep getting free trades, and they can't file spine.
Yeah.
Go face, or we can also kill the 5/4.
When you trade the 3/3 with Assassin, then it gets stalls again.
Yeah. You can. I don't know. Yeah, like you probably want to
do that, right?
Yeah, you trade into 3/3, of course. It saves it from soul.
And you just double trade up because of Bone Mare. Yeah. The grind.
They have lethal if they tap.
They probably have to tap. GG, come on.
You win this time.
Yeah.
Awfully quiet after game 2.
Silence speaks volumes, Admirable, and that was one of the loudest I've ever heard.
That is very telling of what happened in game number 1.
Yeah,
and moving past that point.
It's frustrating because they should be up 2-0 effectively. It's not going to be that way because you'd be still playing the mage deck, but it's one of those things where the tension's still high, and when we're not manufacturing anything, people could always say, oh, you casters are just like making up narratives. That played itself out. We actually didn't even need to say anything. You heard it themselves. Naria was saying, bro, what are you doing? And then, of course, after that game, when they say GG, just clicks all around. Nothing saying like, good job. All right, let's think about next deck. Let's think about other things. Immediately after a game ends, usually discussion starts talking because you need to capitalize on your real estate that you have between now and the next game starting.
Well, the other thing, too, is think back to game 1. RDU said, it's lethal. Trust me. And
he also said, you guys are slow.
And Tice said, let me just think for 10 seconds. Nobody talk. And they ended up landing on the Alex opponent play. And it threw the game. Like, that is a situation where you're looking at an 11-game, up to 11-game set. You have to put that behind you so that you don't find this aura of contempt in the way that you speak to your teammates. This is not the time for that. That is after the fact. Like, you guys are trying to win a series here, not have a polite conversation, but you can't be distracted by things. Talk about that after the series.
Yeah, absolutely. You're 100% right. It now is so much easier for us to say than, to deal with it in the heat of the battle. Right now, G2 is in the thick of things.
And I've been in those kinds of discussions before. It is a lot of tension builds in that moment where you thought you had something right, turns out you had it wrong, and your teammates were telling you had it wrong. You told them to trust you, and then it ended up going wrong. Like, that is a situation that you really don't want to be in and is awfully awkward. So that silence, I don't think, is unwarranted. This is a big point for me in G2 in general, is that these guys tend to be on even keel despite how emotionally invested they are into the game. And I think that the coming games here, the fact that they were silent instead of still bickering about it, speaks a lot to their strength as a team.
Let's go to game number 3, and it seems like that Mage will be the counter to the Rogue, a very common class. Is it this kind of rogue that it's good against too, though? Because this rogue has a lot of punch from the hand. We're talking about Blaze Callers now adding a lot more burst, 10 damage into your deck that can help you get there compared to when you're stalled on the board.
Yeah, I think it still is quite a good call. You're able to tempo your opponent at a lot of different stages. And the fact they don't have Keleseth means that your hero power gets a little bit better as this game goes on. Keleseth does a great job at shoring up matchups like this one, where the AoE effects, the Frost Bolts and Medivh's Valets, they don't fight quite as well against your minions as they would in general. And you're not going to draw Keleseth every single game, but that's what it really services for, is to bring back matchups that are otherwise quite poor.
I don't know. They also just got greater arcane missiles, and that's 9 damage that they can push out too. And that's one of the big problems that Rogue has, because the mage will end up stalling the board, will end up freezing everything, and potentially win it. But does Rogue have a way to end the game? We've seen Rogues be able to in the past. What was the way Rogue used to steal games against those stalling mages? It would be Leroy Burst, right?
Giant Burst, yeah.
Yeah. And Great Arcane Missiles and Blaze Caller is already half the life total.
Well, it also is partially, Gadget Auctioneer and the deals that he nets you as a result.
Effectively, they're to set themselves up to Hail Mary with a Leroy play.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and start tuning in immediately and see how G2 is going to map this very crucial Game 3.
Do we curve elementals? I think so, right?
Maybe we go. Maybe we can just draw on 3-drop and then we can go with coin 7 and 7.
I'm asking because, like, if we always play elementals unless we draw the 3-drops, then we attack. Then we don't want to attack with the weapon.
We don't attack here anyway because we play a double 4-drop.
Yeah, but if you don't want to curve 4 into 4, then we attack now and redagger next turn.
You want to play Tolly without the Battle Cry, then play Fireplume Phoenix on 5 and then go coin 7? I don't think it's a good plan.
Sure, so then we just pass.
It's good that we'll draw through from this Acolyte, right? I guess like a visit, like go 1-drop a vis. I don't think we're too upset though.
That's good for us.
Yeah.
If they do.
They still have coin, so they might go coin plume or something. If they go coin plume, we might just go through Doomsday or something. I don't know.
And Fireplume Phoenix on 5.
Yeah,
we
have
wanna...
to
7 to 7.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah, maybe they even fireball the 12 here.
Oh, this is so bad.
Acolytes are always bad for Rogue.
If they have no board, it's pretty bad.
Whoa. Okay. We're in block.
Yeah, we're in block over barrier, right?
Yeah.
Chronologist will only draw us one secret if we ever draw it. We'll see.
Whew. This is an interesting game. And so here's the alternative to Tolvir Stone Shaper is it is a 4-mana 3/5. And against Mage, that's quite good. This often requires either a 2 parts of attention via Frostbolt and then multiple hero powers, or a Fireball just to take care of it. And it looks somewhat innocuous, but that 3/5 Divine Shield is meant to be just simply a benefit when you draw your Tar Creepers into this, when you draw your Fireflies into this, not something that is paramount to the actual play of the card.
Yeah, I saw that line a long time ago. You guys were slow. No, you're totally right. The burst from the elemental curve, and you also have Bone Marrow to top it off. So the moment Mage can't freeze, explode for damage. Now you're kind of pointing out how powerful Mage's hand is. I mean, they can stall. They also have 18 points of burst just from their hand alone, and if Mana Worm can generate any further damage, that could be bad news for G2.
Which it's quite likely to here. Frostbolt represents a good amount of damage on this Mana Worm, regardless of where you choose to Frostbolt. The key is where you use the rest of your cards. Do you want to develop like Ice Block or the Arcanologist and push more? Or do you want to simply set up the Tolvir after a Frostbolt to hero power it down multiple times? So this is actually quite a tough turn for Team Liquid, where they're trying to map out what the rest of the game looks like and try to find a safe turn to Pyroblast. If they get to Pyroblast turn with an Ice Block up, I think they're all but have won this game. This Mana Worm's about to push heaps of damage.
Yeah, at least 8 damage if it can't get dealt with this turn, because then double spells come down. You can push 5 more.
But this is what the coin was held for. Notice that G2 had the option to curve the Fire Plume Phoenix into the Tol'Vir. The Divine Shield didn't matter that much here. Now they're clearing off the Mana Worm, and they're going straight into Blaze Caller, which this is a big power spike for them as well.
All right, let's tune in and see if Team Liquid can withstand this pressure, because if they can, they're going to have smooth sail into a victory.
Is there any merit to saving the Blizzard for Blizzard Doomsayer?
That ever goes off.
Yeah, that's very unlikely.
I really want to go face. I want to be a freeze mage that kills them here.
Yeah, I kind of just want to go Blizzard face.
What if we just go barrier, ping face, and hit face? I mean, what does Blizzard really do here? I mean, it prevents 6 and we take like 4 less from, like, if they have Bone Mare. Like, does it really matter that we play Blizzard here?
That's true. How much burn do we need? We need like a fireball more. Yeah, I kind of like your play.
Yeah.
Wait, do we only need a fireball for lethal? We have 11. Yeah, we only need a fireball then. Yeah.
Yeah, that seems good.
Yeah, I like barrier ping more.
Do you want to barrier Doomsayer at all to save the health now? Because it's probably going to get battle spiked anyways, or do you just want to go barrier ping? Probably just barrier ping, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we can also always just go Blizzard Doomsayer, right?
Next turn is just Fireland Space, and then...
Yes, that's my boy.
Okay. that's my boy.
Like, I want to go Blaze Caller into Deck and Bone Mare.
Yes.
Yeah, seems better. Positioning doesn't matter. On the right, yeah.
On the
I
right
think-
is better a bit.
Flames consume.
Yeah, just not in the middle. Maybe it was better on the left, because like the 3-2 they can kill easier, and then the guy ends up in the middle.
No. They have to like double ping it. What do you mean? But no, they can't afford pings now.
You can Firelands our face.
They calculate it as well. Okay. So
Can also do it in phase here.
If
Or do
we
you
Blaze
want
Caller
to-
face and trade,
it's not much better.
yeah, it's not much better. Because like Blaze Caller in face is only better if they have Blizzard, and then we don't have enough to proc them anyways. So we just Blaze Caller minion, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
on the left.
Yeah.
Flames.
Do they have enough? I guess we'll see.
I mean,
Double
they,
fireball. They need double fireball here. That's pretty much the only thing. Otherwise, they get.
This turn, then we set up lethal if we draw the bolt. Next turn.
Or Valet.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
Valet. And we also don't need the second freeze. We don't have the Vile Spine, it is a full clear.
What to do? What to do?
I kind of like pinging.
I like pinging more, so...
Hmm.
Like, pinging just gives us... Like, we have 2 Valets, 1 Frostbolt.
It's
Like-
actually always ping here, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think it's ping. We also have a lot of freeze effects, right? So we can just draw
we
another
draw them.
freeze, worst case scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, ping.
Yeah, it's always ping. The only draw.
I want to ask you, Admirable. You know, if they go for the Blaze Call, obviously you said with most power, but if you're expecting the freezes because they go Firelands Portal Face, when do you get a chance to really? Well, I guess in this case, they're just pushing damage no matter what they do, and the Greater Arcane Missiles is going to actually play a bigger role in this position.
Well, the Blaze Caller is a conditional with a prerequisite to it. It's the a much more difficult prerequisite rather. It's play an elemental the previous turn.
Right.
The Bone Mare has a prerequisite of either have a minion freezed or have a charge minion in your hand. And since they have the South Sea deckhand, I think the Blaze Caller immediately is quite good. I also like the trade instead and then push the Blaze Caller to face.
Right.
Because if your opponent doesn't have a freeze, you're smooth sailing. If they do have a freeze, you then push a little bit of extra damage.
Yeah, and I don't think Team Liquid has any guarantee of finishing the game until now.
Well, that'll just about wrap things up. G2 does not have a way to protect themselves, so
Right.
aside from a miracle pull off of a swashbuckler or something of the sort,
Eater of Secrets.
this game is virtually unwinnable.
Can you imagine the first rogue to just take an Eater of Secrets because they expect Mage to be counterpicked? How silly would that be?
It's quite silly because this deck is a tempo-based deck, and
Right.
Eater of Secrets is quite
awful.
Quite awful if you're just playing as a G4. Now that being said, the 12-year Stone Shaper wasn't a big deal this game either. But I think that was an exception to the rule rather than a situation that often occurs. Set to 1 and pray, but no hopes to be had here. Team Liquid is going to take this victory, and you heard G2 say it earlier. They calculated this.
Yeah, you guys are slow. Wow. Fireball top deck at this position.
Look at the smile on Dog's face too. He's like, "Oh, we have to make him think that we just got lucky."
Look, tilt is a very real thing right now for G2. So any little small thing that you can use to try to annoy your opponents, I'm doing it.
Now, if I'm going to take that one step further, if I'm serious about the tilt, I'm just going to play Ice Block there.
Just keep dragging
I don't
it
think
out.
that my opponent's going to get something big off Swashbuckler.
Right.
And I don't think that they're going to play Eater of Secrets. So,
I mean, that's when you go for the Primordial Glyph and try to find some weird way to lethal them because you just have the right card at the right moment, even though you had lethal the entire time.
Yeah.
Well, Team Liquid is now the one up 2-1, and remember, if things hold serve, because in the last hero standing format, if you just keep countering the decks, the team that's able to get the first win is in a significant advantage going into it. However, I will say that I think the variations between decks, like Warriors, for example, even the Warlocks, might play a big role into it. So now, if you're G2, what do you use to counter the Mage?
Well, that's a good question. It depends on how the rest of these decks are built. Something that's important to note about what you just said is that G2 has had this history in Trinity series of doing very well with one particular deck. Over and over again throughout their series, they have had a deck that just has been outright dominant in the favorables, in the unfavorables, so on and so forth. When these matches tend to go back and forth, that's where I've noticed G2 struggling the most, when they can't get a foothold and have that dominant performance with one deck. I don't want to say that they're a momentum-based team because it's Hearthstone. A lot of times that your draw or the way that you prepared has been a big difference for it. But
don't say. I think the stats back it up.
Yeah.
I wonder how much this also plays into it as well. Neri is also facing his old team from Team Liquid. This is the first time that he's gone up against them since he's transferred essentially from Liquid to G2.
And they made top 4 last season.
How much more does it matter for him to be able to get this victory against them?
That is a good question. I would be curious to talk to Nyria specifically about that. Something that I've noticed about him is that he treats tournaments quite calmly. In the moment, it's very passionate, it's very heated for him because it means a lot to him. But when I talk to him about series in particular, does one victory mean more than another? He has tended to approach it as they're all tournaments. I'm expected to win all of them. And I have to prepare exactly the same for every single one.
Well, what's amusing is just even if it's not a big deal to him immediately, it's something that could be hung over his head. And that's something that, fans and people who are watching along will say, like, well, yeah, you left the team and they replaced you for an upgrade, And that's where people start, comparing Fino directly to Neria, where Team Liquid had pretty good rapport last year and they were able to, do a lot of cool, plays and win a lot of series that are very tightly contested. And then now it goes to G2 and if it continues disastrously, G2 loses this one. They also have a chance to not make it to the finals at that point, while Team Liquid almost is a guarantee. A big win here doesn't 100% ensure that you go to the finals, but bumps your percentages so significantly that it kind of takes a disastrous last week for it to otherwise change.
Speaking of that, you just saw the schedule graphic. Complexity is going to be playing Tempo Storm right after this match if you want more Trinity series. Not only today do we have matches, but tomorrow we do as well, 2 more. And as we're in week 6, these last few matches mean so much to that 3rd and 4th place spot. Look at how tightly the teams are packed.
Yeah, it's tightly packed based off record, and so remember, it doesn't matter what the win-loss is, as long as they have a better match score for them. So if Complexity goes even in score, like 6-5, 6-5, even though they don't have a great tiebreaker in the game loss, they'll still be 5-2 and end the series or end their regular season within the top 4.
Yeah. So that's still a tough thing to do, though.
And Temple Storm still has a chance to go through as well. But we'll talk about more of that in the next series. For now, it looks like we're getting ready for Game 4, and immediately we'll see G2 go for a Warrior counter. And whether it's Pirate Warrior, whether it's Quest Warrior, whether it's even Fatigue Warrior, I think all of those have a very strong case against the Mage.
Wow, Quest Warrior against against Burn Mage. I'm quite interested in that because my experience on the Quest Warrior side of this is that it's not particularly good. So this tells me that maybe they have trimmed some of their tech decisions, or they know something that I don't know. I'm actually interested to see this game because, you know me, I've played a ton of Quest Warrior. It has a lot of bad matchups, but it has some very good ones. And in my experience thus far, Mage has not been a good one.
Well, in my opinion, there's definitely the normal amount of matchup variance based off draws. You know, sometimes Warrior just gets like the God Hand or Mage gets the God Star and you can't really do anything about it. But I do feel like there's a lot of decision making in this game, especially on how you choose to go to pilot your quest and how often you pressure versus how are you going to utilize your armor smiths.
Yeah.
Or there was a debate once upon a time of whether or not you throw away the quest in the beginning and just play pure removal because Mage can't get there with just burn spells alone.
Well, that's the one you don't want to stare down if you're in G2's spot.
Yeah,
that
that's
card
the worst
changes
card.
so many matchups from being potentially poor to just suddenly being quite good. And so Team Liquid now faced with, oh my. Well, I was going to say faced with the opposite. The old, they played it so fast. Archaeologist is still on top of the deck play.
Well, I always feel like when this happens, it's the card slamming enter itself. Like they decided to just swoop out from your hand and hit you in the face and say, I'm going to end the turn for you.
It's a flying elbow off the top turnbuckle. They're like, so we'll get the spectator issue fixed.
Oh, that's an interesting card as well. The Dirty Rat and how it plays into this matchup also can have a huge impact. If you're able to shut off a lot of the big threats that Mage can generate by pulling out Medivh and then dealing with that, or pulling out Alex Straza. They're
going to go for it right away. That could have backfired if that Acolyte of Pain came out. Holy moly, that would have been bad.
It could have backfired, but did not. And honestly, like, you know, when they see that most of the cards get mulliganed, they usually can play Dirty Rat because they don't really have a consistent hand. If they keep a lot of the cards, you can also guess that they have a lot of early game cards. So I was okay with either outcomes. If they have a late game card that they really need, like Alex or Medivh, you ruin their battle cry. If you pull out a smaller minion like a Medivh Valet, it doesn't really matter.
I think a lot of this has to do with just
or
their
even
follow-up.
Doomsayer. Doomsayer would have actually helped them in that.
I think a lot of that has to do with their follow-up and then also to Doomsayer as well. You know, if they pull a Doomsayer off this Dirty Rat, they have all but won the game in that spot. Something that's really important for G2 is to counteract the early pressure from Team Liquid. The Dirty Rat's doing that quite well right now, and they have the option between the Acolyte or the Armor Smith. You know, Armor Smith gains a lot of benefit when you're playing it behind the taunt, and Acolyte of Pain the same way. So I am curious to hear what they're talking about here. Let's go ahead and listen to G2 Esports and see if they can navigate this turn well.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, have to hit the Acolyte then.
It's bad that we draw for them, but they get 2 anyways.
If you hit the
Yeah, we cannot
mana
stop it,
burn, we
so.
give them 1 extra.
Yeah, we don't want to do that. This is good, I think it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
2 armor smiths, it's nice.
It's only bad if they play like another mana worm or archaeologist, so we can't fishes it. Like,
Sit, but then we're weak to. Then we just give them an extra draw if they have Blood Razor.
I wanna kill the Acolyte.
I want to just block, but drawing is also fine.
What's the benefit of blocking now? Like, we can still go Valet.
The benefit, yeah. The benefit of playing Arcane Intellect is we have a chance for Mana Worm. The benefit of playing Block this turn is that we can play a 3-drop next turn if we draw it, which is only Acolyte, so it's about the same.
Damn.
I think I like Intellect more.
What to do?
Yeah, I think so too. I'm leaning
Yeah,
more
same.
towards it.
Same.
Play the block, but I don't think that's relevant, right? We have a 2
Yeah,
damage.
let's just get a Mana Worm. Strike weapon is very awkward.
And I mean, with Medivh, it's like insane, right? Like Medivh's the card.
Yeah, that Medivh is exactly what we want, basically.
And then you connect the Ellie Armor Smith too, so it's pretty nice.
I'm actually afraid that they killed them too easily, or do you want to cash in on the armor
they
now?
can't kill it too easily.
Okay.
They also stack so well together.
Nova Doomsayer kills them. We don't have...
Downside red.
Yeah, I think we glyph no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, let's glyph. These are pretty bad.
Yeah, these are really bad.
I guess that's flame, right? So
Probably
we can kill
flame.
something.
Yeah, flame's probably the best. Okay, now I'm gonna block. Yeah.
Yeah.
And trade, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like the Alex, if we draw the Alex, it's actually gonna do max damage probably.
So now they don't win long game, right?
I'm gonna play alley here. I can't even forbidden it. Okay, so we can go Medivh, Ping, and then Arcane.
Seems good.
I think that's the only play I see.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean, it's a good play. We've gotten like all our card draw. We've been.
Yeah, I want to get rid of. The 1/4.
Excuse me. You
Then we'll play for next turn and the turn after.
So now you.
I'm starting to realize that if this does not go G2's way, which Team Liquid has a very good all-around hand now with pressure, removal, card draw, I'm trying to think about beyond this for G2, and I feel like they're going to continue to struggle with this Mage if they can't get it done with this Warrior.
Well, if they brought Murloc Paladin, that deck has always been quite good versus Mage. It just has so much pressure in the early game. You look at the Paladin deck, and it's like, oh, well, synergy gets shredded apart in a lot of these circumstances. But landing a Gentle Megasaur on one Murloc is often enough to put this deck way on the back foot. So I still am quite curious about this Taunt Warrior queue-up. Maybe they had it planned for something specific, and given what they've seen, they don't think that Team Liquid's brought that particular strategy.
Could be. Ooh, Battle Rage, a big-time draw here for G2.
You know, despite the way the hands look, too, I don't think G2 is in that bad of a spot. They have a lot of ways to simply clear board and just keep scaling into their endgame.
Yeah, and the
a lot of
game,
armor, too.
Yeah, the armor game's very relevant. They did use double armor smith, though, for minimal armor game, I feel. So that's definitely a thing that hurts the most.
Doomsayer here is quite interesting as well. Clear skies into Medivh, or do you play the Medivh first and look for blizzards? It's hard for G2 to brawl if Team Liquid puts pressure in play in the face of what G2 has in play. And that being said, also, G2 wants to save this removal until they've completed quest. Start directing that 8 damage to Team Liquid to try to end the game quicker that way. So this is quite an interesting turn.
I think the Doomsayer setup's actually pretty good because you can squeeze it. You have mana to squeeze in some card draw as well.
I don't mind either one. Just again, the pressure into this is quite difficult. Let's hear what G2 wants to do to respond to this Medivh on 8.
Do you?
If you Drake and trade,
You can trade the Acolyte in the 2/3.
nah, Drake is just better, right?
Drake is better. I mean, what are you looking for with Stone Oldby? I don't even like the.
Trade first with Acolyte into.
We probably don't even have to.
Yeah, trade first.
With Acolyte. But you probably don't even have to execute the Medivh.
Oh, that's pretty nice. They will like Meteorite. That's I worry about.
So what do you wanna do?
Double Stone, he'll execute.
I don't mind that actually.
I like it more.
Curator.
Curator is better.
Curator or
Actually,
Soul?
Fire Gun is better.
Because it's cheap.
Yeah,
Do you even want to complete the quest?
of course.
Brave.
They're not gonna burn us, man.
So which one? Okay, so if we Blizzard, then we can get the 6 mana guy that like the spells cost more. So I think we AI first, right?
Fun. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Karen?
See,
Yeah, Karen, come on.
doesn't work, right? Doesn't.
No, it's
Wait, if we did it in the other order, no, it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
No, it didn't matter. It didn't matter.
I actually like Slam Fishes.
Slam fishes.
Play Bloodful Brave.
Yeah, I kind of like it too.
Yeah, let's do first slam. If you
Slam
draw
first.
5, if you draw 5 mana taunt, you want to play that.
Decent fishes, it full clears. Nah, I don't like it.
I like fishes and taunt.
Yeah, same.
Just play the 2/6.
Yeah, you can also use.
Or you can play the 4/3 like hero power. I don't know.
Nah, I don't like the 4/3. I don't like the 4/3. The lines are pretty bad.
It lines up badly, but you get hero power.
No, I don't.
It's
I don't.
bad.
Yeah.
They need drawn, right?
Yeah, they do.
Firelands, the 2/6, ping it, and then you get faced with the 3/3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, don't ping fast, by the way. Maybe we can get something like Anton, or I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Or Golem. Seems good.
Orgon's really good. Sick.
Now, I want to go back to that Stonehill Defender where G2 took the hired gun instead of the Sogoth. Sogoth is quite powerful versus Mage. Outside of Doomsayer or combat damage, they cannot touch that thing. If your opponent has to Flame Strike a Sogoth, you are usually in pretty good shape. I'm astonished that card is not in their hand right now.
Well, hired gun is really cheap and allows them to squeeze in a very efficient Sulfurous turn for a hero power. And I think that's what they were thinking about, because eventually they're going to have to win the game if they can't win through armor gain. You know, one of the win conditions we mentioned was that Warrior is able to shut down all of Mage's threats and force them to only burn, and they usually can't get there.
Yeah. Now, that being said, I mean, part of G2's deck is going to be Battle Rages, part of it's going to be Shield Blocks, part of it's going to be Acolytes. That Fatigue Battle becomes a lot harder in the situation. So they were quite literally thinking about the Sulfuros in this spot. But Sogoth, I think, changes the dynamic just that little bit enough that you can actually just fight to exhaust resources a little bit better. That's a great outcome on the Brawl as well.
Yeah, if they couldn't have their minion win, at least it was the Thunder Lizard.
Oh,
Alex Straza
boy.
off the top. Team Liquid is turning up the heat.
And that's right post-Brawl. G2 has had their Execute forced by the Medivh. Team Liquid, rather than play for big value this game, has played for tempo, and now it's costing G2. Let's hear how they want to handle it from this spot.
We need to play Rat, and then try to, like, if it doesn't pull anything.
You haven't 33 with Sylvaris, but...
I think we can go Drake Fishes. Otherwise, we just Sulfuras the Mana Worm, shoot, and Rat after.
We take, so if you Drake Fishes, we add 13. Because they will kill it with Meteor, and then...
Do they have Doomsayer in the deck?
No,
They don't have Doomsayer, no.
I kind of like Sulfuras now.
Yeah, I think you have to take the 33. Like, the Primordial Drake is no winning line.
And Rat after. Yeah.
But then we have... Okay, sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Kill
you
the
can
Mana
go
Worm.
Drake here.
Yeah, kill Mana Worm is better.
Yeah.
Come on.
Lol.
Come on.
Better.
Oh.
Actually lose, I guess. Alright.
There's...
Fuck.
Geyser's face damage. We can go with Poly as well, but I like Geyser.
Yeah,
Do
we
we,
get a
we also put the 1-2 on board. I don't know if that matters, though.
Yeah, we're gonna put it on board.
Then we also Frostbolt the Phase, so he can't kill it, right?
Yep.
I guess he can't just play the 8 mana dragon, though.
Yeah, just Drake.
But they have to have it, right?
I wonder.
But wait, like, what does Geyser do? Does it, like, change our clock or something?
It'll help our clock somehow.
Yeah, because maybe, like, freezing for 1 and then just throwing
Yeah,
burn
that's
at his face is relevant.
Flame Geyser's the only burn card, right? So we have to pick it.
Okay.
Like their
play
minion
everything.
damage is.
Do you want to play Crossbolts or not?
Yes, I want to play it.
Yeah, me too.
With Fireball and Pyroblast. We have lethal with double Fireball in our last Frostbolts. The only card that's not burned in our deck is a Doomsayer or Draw. Draw is a... Alright, I'm gonna get killed over 2 turns. Alright, Fireballing face.
Yeah, Fireball, Pink, Frost Nova, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't Frost Nova here because we have
Why?
barrier up, right?
No, but he also has
Yeah, it heals. Yeah, it heals.
Doesn't
Because
matter.
they have the weapon, right?
Play with Fireball.
Shoot first, right?
Yes, you should still attack. Actually, wait. You should battle rage. You should maybe whirlwind You should whirlwind
I want
battle
Blood
rage.
Razor. Oh,
I
you,
think-
you mean... Yeah,
Yeah, whirlwind battle rage to try to find Ali armor smith.
No.
No.
Oh man, 9.
They have Fireball, Frostbolt left.
So
And only Acolyte has a draw.
if we draw,
Kill them, right?
Doesn't. We still have the only out of Firelance Frostbolt. Firelance Frostbolt will kill them if we ping his face, but we have a block anyways, so I think it's just Acolyte ping. We win with Pyro anyways, right? Like realistically, we just win.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Like ping it. I mean, he might execute it, but I also don't really want to go with Nova here. I'm gonna Frostbolt his face. Frostbolting his face.
Yes. And we also Nova, no? Why don't we want to Nova?
Why would we Nova? It doesn't really make a difference. We want to save Nova for the alley, so we can go Nova block
But-
ping.
No, you're right. It doesn't make any difference. No, it actually does if you can't kill the Acolyte, right?
Runs out on me.
You
Yeah.
have to execute. No, you
Oh
have
yeah,
one
that's
execute.
true. That's true actually. Do we really need double freeze
think-
for Ali Aerosmith?
You think it's Nova?
I mean, we draw our burn anyway.
Actually, you're right. It doesn't matter because we draw our burn anyways. You're right.
Yeah.
Thing because no matter what, even if it's in the worst case scenario, we draw Doomsayer next turn, unless they run a shield block. Or execute.
Yeah. Yeah, so now we win, right? I think we win every time.
We
now,
win.
unless
We
they
win
alley.
3 out of 4. If they alley, then we go. Blizzard. It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. It's still equal. I think
Yeah,
first.
it is.
Nice.
It is because we don't need the ping. We don't need the ping face.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't matter because we had 3 burnouts, and if we hit the Doomsayer, we had block, and then we can also go block Blizzard, and we have the burnout anyways. So
Yes.
we won.
That was important. They don't really have anything for this now. Like,
And that is what's happened to me every single time that I have played Taunt Warrior versus this matchup. They draw their entire deck, and they kill me with Burn.
I mean, it was still kind of close, though, in the sense that Warrior, if they had an extra turn to pop Ice Block, they could put Mage on the ropes. They were able to gain a little bit more armor, but Mage definitely won that with a little bit of Comfort Pad as well. Like, they had an extra turn with the Ice Block in case they need to find more burn, and they had multiple outs. So Team Liquid is currently up 3-1 over G2 Esports, and when we come back, we're going to find out whether or not G2 can answer this Burn Mage.
You guys seeing this?
Game, record, and stream without compromise. Only on Intel Core i7.
Welcome back to Trinity Series. Team Liquid is currently up 3-1 over G2, and it's looking like Team Liquid is going to run away with this series unless G2 stops this Mage's rampage, because there's just a ton of damage always coming out from this Mage in the late game, and it doesn't seem like they can put up enough early game pressure. They do have the potential Murloc Paladin to do it, but they didn't immediately queue it up, which makes me think, did they even bring Murloc Paladin in the first place?
Yeah, we want to give a shout out, of course, to Intel for making Trinity Series possible, as well as Twitch and ESL here at the Intel Esports Arena. But I am in total agreement with you. The fact that they did not queue up Paladin could spell some poor things for them. The Taunt Warrior queue up is quite interesting to me, because if they're not saving it for a specific thing, maybe it's specifically for Warlock in some scenarios. That is just, in my opinion, it's not a very good matchup into Burn Mage.
Yeah.
As the game panned out, that is how almost every single one of my Taunt Warrior games versus Mage has gone. The fact that you can't pressure them early on means that they have a ton of time to draw their entire deck.
Warlock and Shaman are also going to be susceptible to that too. 2 classes that are very weak to Mage overall. Not even just this specific matchup of Evolve Shaman versus Mage, but just pretty much a lot of variants of Mage can really punish a lot of those decks.
Now, we have been seeing Warlock perform quite well versus Mage over the Trinity Series. The dynamic of Blood Reaver Gul'dan has forced teams to have to pressure as the Mage, rather than just continue to play a strict value game. You have to draw a lot of cards typically to burn out Warlock, and what that means is if they stabilize it all with Blood Reaver Gul'dan is that you're losing in the Fatigue War sometimes. In this series, G2 should have won that first game, despite it going to that fatigue spot. They ended up, having a blunder in that game, and because of that, Team Liquid took the lead. But the mage here is you cannot let this deck pick up a third win, or you are in heaps of trouble at that point. Every single time you queue up a deck, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker in the matchup.
They already are in heaps of trouble, in my opinion, considering that the mage has already gotten a big lead, and like you said, the first game has been thrown. If they go with Warlock too, they do have also the element of surprise too, because we don't know what Warlock is being brought. It's pretty much going to be either one that's board centric or one that's removal centric. Whichever one though should be good to know.
Summoning that Sifka power by just eating while he's
I think he's eating ice cream, but he's chewing.
Oatmeal.
So
I think it's oatmeal.
Is it oatmeal?
He just looks like an oatmeal guy to me.
I mean, oatmeal does provide some high fibers and complex carbohydrates, so that way your brain can think, right? Isn't that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Stampeding Kodo in the opening hand here for the Warlock.
Yeah, they ran this last week as well, and it looked. Or did they run this? Or was it Sifka that ran it last week? Stan Sifka was running, and Misfits was running the Stampeding Kodo and Black Knight, I believe it was.
There's a lot of things that you can use for Kodo on these days.
Wow, there's another Mana Worm on turn 1 for Team Liquid as well. This is crazy.
Very powerful start.
They've had Mana Worm in all 3 of their games now. Card really changes things. In this matchup, though, G2, they really have to balance where their pressure comes and what their life total is. If they put themselves in too dangerous of a spot, oftentimes they end up losing to burn. And so a big key for them is to find that spot where they can turn the corner and put Team Liquid to a pressure test. They want to force burn spells onto their own minions and then stabilize after the fact. A little bit hard to do when you have Hellfires to clear and Abyssal Enforcers as part of your pressure points, but it's certainly possible with Earthring Farseer and with Twilight Drake. The Stonehill Defender can run block on some of the smaller minions, but at the same time can be a liability versus Acolyte of Pain. So this is quite a tricky matchup where it looks like, from the get-go, I would say Team Liquid has the advantage.
Yeah, well, I would say in general they had the advantage in this matchup too, so no disagreements from me. Team Liquid going for this coin Acolyte of Pain so they can capitalize on Warlock trying to go for a tap. They've seen 2 turns of no plays, heavily indicating that it is a handlock or defensive Warlock.
Yep.
And G2 going to fight for the board pretty aggressively, not life tap again and get greedy with that Twilight Drake. Instead, Farseer, and that's very reasonable because your life total is very important.
This also challenges the Acolyte of Pain directly. So if Team Liquid chooses to draw cards here, it means the Mana Worm's biting the dust and they're not taking as much damage. If they choose to take care of their Earthring Farseer, it means that they're not getting the immediate benefit of Acolyte of Pain. So now it's the real question. Do you cut into the card draw from Team Liquid, or do you wipe out the Mana Worm and play for tempo? Do you save the Earthring Farseer defensively?
I'm probably wiping their card draw because the Mana Worm can continue to get challenged.
Oh, this is okay. This is quite clever as well. So they do a 2-4, but the tempo here not quite as strong because Earthring Farseer.
No, it's very good.
Not susceptible.
I wasn't thinking about playing off curve, but I like this from G2 now that I see it. So let's go ahead and start listening to the teams, hearing what they're talking about.
We have time. So if we AI now, we can go Nova Doom next turn and force them to have
Siphon.
the Siphon, right?
And it heals them. Like, it takes away from their heal if we draw Alex later, but... Can go with next turn.
Feeling the AI.
What about you, Sho?
I think I'm leaning towards Doomsayer Pink.
There as well. I don't want to have to waste burn on minions.
Then it's kind of awkward though. What do we do next turn? We just go like
draw, and we can draw Arcanologist or Valet and play it, or we can draw twos.
Up to you.
Yeah, up to you. Both are good, right?
Yeah, both are good. Both are good.
I like Doom a lot.
Kind of fine. We can just tap. Tap. Maybe Stonehill or not.
Do you tap?
Do we tap? Yeah. I mean, we need to find Gul'dan.
Like, you want to already not tap now anymore?
They're gonna Secret Valeas. Yeah, because we will draw cards from the Talnos.
Yeah, maybe it's fine to not tap. So do you just don't heal or do you pass?
Stone was okay.
They're not. Kind of look for Lich King maybe or something like that.
Yeah, kind of like we have Taunt anyway for next turn. Well, I guess it's Voidwalker.
Yeah.
Wait, Gastropod can be okay. Nah, that's too Blizzard even.
There's no way it's okay.
Yeah, take Voidwalker.
I mean, I'm not sure if not tapping here, man. It makes your Drake bigger.
We'll be at 9 cards next turn if you don't tap. If you tap, you'll be at 10.
Yeah.
Does it matter? Really? I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
I like draw.
AI?
Yeah, do you want to glyph first? No.
No, because we can't play Arcanologist or yeah, have two of them.
I like Worm.
Jam it.
Yeah. Before Abyssal turn.
Exactly. So yeah, I think they have Blood Reaver Gul'dan because they didn't tap, right? Like, just makes sense.
Now, yes, who's doing so as well.
Let's get the Gul'dan in there soon.
We kind of need it, yeah.
It's shaping up to be quite the interesting game here because the Warlock really needs to hit that Blood Reaver Gul'dan, and so the whole song and dance between this matchup, whether or not they can put enough pressure on Mage, but Mage is starting to hit that card draw, yet they're losing the board. So how will they turn it now that they know that they can't have any guaranteed way to clear it until they picked up this opportunity for maybe a cheap Flame Strike?
Yeah, I think I like the Flame Strike here as well. It just represents a lot of damage across the board. And so, again, since the pressure point from G2 is approaching very soon, I think Team Liquid would like to try to have as clear skies as possible leading into the Medivh turn. But this Twilight Drake is quite problematic. So now you got to start thinking about the future turns. Do we want to get Ice Block down now? Do we want to be pressured to play Ice Block later on? It's not a good board to freeze.
Yeah, the freeze isn't really mandatory now. The Warlock deck's not really known for burst from the hand. They have Hellfire, Abyssal Enforcer, and things of that nature that damage themselves too, which is something that Warlock is reluctant to play because it puts them within firing range of a lot of those burn combos.
And you heard G2 talking about it earlier. Do we even want to tap? They were at 26 health and had 20 cards left in the deck.
That's a tight spot to
They're
be
thinking
in.
about the end game there. And I think in this matchup, they don't necessarily have the liberty of waiting back as long as they'd like to. You know, fairly soon, I think they'll stop life tapping, but Blood Reaver Gul'dan is one of their priority finds right now.
Abyssal Enforcer is a little painful, but it clears the Mana Worm and lets you push damage, and that's good enough for me. Let's go ahead and start tuning in to the teams, see how Team Liquid's going to deal with this board.
Game strike, right?
Yeah, that's the plan. Here or something. We're weak to Lich King, and they like running Lich King, I know that, but...
I think it's just Blizzard, I don't see anything else.
There's no alternatives line, I don't think, so...
Is there any like way we Medivh next turn instead of clearing?
No, almost no. Almost certainly no other. Hey, that's like the only card that's bad for us, actually.
Oh, Spellbreaker, the 6-4.
You don't wanna... Wait a moment.
If Spellbreaker will set up lethal, if they don't have freeze, they already used one Doomsayer, so for second one we can keep Siphon, so... Yeah, it's good. I like.
I kind of like to be aggressive here, yeah. In the middle, I guess, yeah.
No, I don't think they have Meteor.
I mean, I just want to... No, but I don't want them to get away with Medivh. Like,
Same.
Oh my god.
Nice.
3 mana, right? Yeah, 3 mana secret. Maybe you want to...
Tap?
I want to tap.
Yeah, now you need to, man.
Yeah, I need to find Gul'dan.
Wait. No, they played for 3 mana, right? So
yeah, the secret is 3 mana, so it's a barrier.
So if we hit face and we play double minion, they will be at 19, and we'll have 7 plus 4, 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not enough.
No.
Do we play that?
I
don't know.
I think it's Fine. You don't like it?
No.
You think we have enough time if they Alex us?
Yes.
Okay.
If they Alex us, we go
We can
Siphon
Drain Soul it every
Soul.
time. We can Siphon Soul, Drain Soul it.
Okay. Sure.
Or we can Siphon Soul Earth Arena and then Stern Drain Soul it.
Cypher Soul.
Yeah.
They'll probably
Yeah,
go for
that's
something
better.
like Portal Valère now.
No, I think getting Medivh.
Done, right?
Yeah, I think it's always Medivh, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I think it's always Medivh. Wait. Is it?
Because we can go like Portal plus Freeze the turn
Yeah.
after.
We're playing Medivh, right? There's
Yes,
no
we're
way.
playing Medivh. We're playing Medivh.
Punch him
I
in
mean,
the face, right?
whoa. Oh, okay. I thought you actually would.
You told me to smirk.
Smork is
Orphan, but
We can Drain Soul. and
Drain Soul
Shadow Bolt.
Shadow Bolt, yeah.
Yeah.
But then we still tap, right?
Yeah, you tap.
So let's start with the tap line.
No, we don't have a better clear with that guy. I mean, we don't have a clear.
So it's either Siphon or.
Siphon's pretty awkward. You can also go Dreadlord.
Siphon is more
Drain
good to
Soul.
use later. That's the thing. And there's not that many targets to Siphon, but they have Doomsayer. That's the main issue.
Yeah, you can now go, like, maybe you want to drop the Deadlord and you Drain Soul and you trade the Draken, but
Nah.
I kind
You
of like
missed some
Siphon
damage.
one drop.
yeah. I'm not sure if you play the one.
I like Siphon, but not sure about the one drop because they're probably gonna Blizzard this time. They have to Blizzard, right? So we
They
just
might silence the minion.
Yeah, that's violence is the issue for me.
This is pretty strong. Just because we want to get value out of the Medivh stuff.
Okay, so if we Blizzard now, they have to. They probably still have to Nether, no? Like, I guess I can just don't tap though if we do that.
I mean, if they Nether, we're super happy about that.
Yeah, but I don't think they will Nether if we Blizzard.
They're
I
not
think
gonna Nether. We're fine. They're like Blizzard and Fireball face, or Blizzard, Medivh Zelay, Ping face, or Frostbolt face. I'm actually leaning more towards Blizzard Fireball face right now, but
What to do?
then yeah, okay.
Yeah,
we have like a lot of like.
Okay, yeah, I think I like it.
I like that.
Runs out
too.
on me.
First in case we get the spell, dude.
You can also get spell from the 6. Nah, this is better, it's fine. Just play in case you get chargers. Punch him.
I'm not going to. I can punch him.
Yeah, don't punch him.
Damages twice. If
So
you go...
Shadow Bolt, Drain Soul, Dreadlord is clear. Shadow Bolt the 6/6, Drain Soul the 3/3.
Yeah, I like it.
I like
just-
it.
We can still kill the mixtures if we need to then, right?
Yeah, we can next turn with Hellfire. I don't know.
Nah, Devour does it, but that's like, we don't know if that still is fine. But this is just,
Yeah, this is like a good
We
clear.
need
And
to
we heal and we apply pressure.
Mister's Defile. Low.
18 is a good health to be at, I think.
Anton, Leroy or something?
I feast on
We freeze mage now, boys.
Yep. Hopefully they don't have twisting here, right?
Dodge Blood Reaver this turn. We should be pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree.
Do we play both or do we
Mistress-
play one? I think we
Uh,
play both. Because we don't have activation for it now.
can't they Alexstrasza us then?
I mean, they can do it anyway.
But we give them a really good Alex.
maybe it's better to have one on the board and then
I mean, we
still
can-
play Orphan Ring.
Oh, yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
Because
have
then
one on the board.
you cover the Alex.
So
Yeah.
we play this, we play Defile.
Yeah, I like this too.
Then we play this again.
Yeah.
And I Farseer face.
You probably
Do
have to. Yeah, you probably have to, man. They go so hard for the burn.
They already use Fireball.
Okay. But now they can get rid of Mistress and then Alexas. That's a lot
How?
of damage.
Well, they have to
gonna
give
use
us
burn
a
on
turn. They need to
They
give us
already
a
use
turn.
Double Blizzard, yeah. They already use Double Blizzard.
I mean, do we ever like go ping, Medivh 3/3 and Acolyte?
With ping Acolyte, Medivh Valley face, and then go with Nova.
I think we should save the face damage and wait for our Alex. They're gonna full heal anyway, and then we can deal 15 damage with Alex and then finish the job.
They're not gonna full heal. They're out of heal, right? Like the only heal they have is their 24.
Yeah, they're out of heal. They're out of heal.
Yeah, so
Don't have
Alex
any-
is. We should wait for Alex first, right?
Yeah, I think I agree. I don't want to throw that Nospear into.
Can we start with Acolyte ping? I think it's Acolyte ping.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
we have to hurry. I think it's gonna be Valet face, and then I think it's Valet face. We can push damage. They can't kill the Valet. We get 3 in.
Yes, now we do it for
Face.
sure. Yes, now we do
Valet
it.
face and then Nova, right?
Yes, I like it.
Our job with Despicable.
Yeah.
It's worse against Blood Reaver, but I'm not really sure if we beat Blood Reaver anyways, to be honest.
Do we need to tap?
I think we kind of have to at this
Yeah.
point.
If you get like a random minion, it's still good.
If it's like with Twisting Nether, we can use it now. to not give them cards.
Twisting Nether this.
Don't you
Yeah,
wanna wait
seriously.
for Alex?
No. Like, we don't give them a card, so they have 9 cards left, it's a lot. So we tap, right?
Yeah, you have to tap this, man. You have to.
Aww.
Just defile
we give
Black
them
Knight.
2.
Doesn't even
Yeah.
do any of. Oh my god.
You have to, right?
Do we?
I mean, you can Void Walker, but then
I guess Voidwalker or Black Knight are just better. We give them 2 cards with Defile too.
Defile them.
Oh man, really?
Voidwalker
You think
Black
it's
Knight.
better? Like, what are they gonna do? You play a 1/3 taunt.
they might not have more AoEs. Yeah, maybe we just go Black Knight Void Walker.
I think it's better.
I think it's better too.
Yeah, it's fine, it's better.
They can get 2 cards anyway.
But still, yeah.
It's only worth if they get second Valet, double Frostball, Fireball.
Glyph. Is it lethal right now? We have
No, it's
12 in
not.
hand. No. Yeah, we go with Glyph every time here, right?
We should sack our board, right? So they can't sacrifice their Mixtress. Like, in case we don't get it
Don't we
right.
steal Glyph? Like,
I think
don't we
we're
steal
close.
Glyph?
I think
Just
we're
so we can like
close.
get a freeze maybe? Also, yeah.
First, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think I like
Okay,
Glyph.
start with Glyph.
No, Pyro. Just pick Pyro, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's always
Are you
enough.
sure?
Plus Pyro. It's 10 damage. Holy, that's like a lot of damage.
Yeah, but our
So-
board doesn't die, they can heal.
No, we can trade, and we play the Pyro next turn. We ping off our Valet, and then we go with Fireball, Frostbolt face.
Okay, sure. I like it.
What to do? Time runs out on me.
Is they can actually still win. Siphoning off their mistress.
Fireball, Frostbolt, red.
Siphon their mistress and they're alive, but then we're alive, so they can't kill us. So we win with the second Pyro. Actually, we have 10, 13 in hand, so they're dead actually. Yeah, they're dead.
Oh, that was so good last turn.
So
You can use Hellfire to proc, but it can
Nah.
die.
wait a second.
If we tap and we draw side, nah.
If you tap, we go to 8. 8 is safe, kinda. It's not safe against violence.
But what are we looking for, like Scything Soul? And then Scything or Mixtures? Oh my god.
Isn't it better to just be at 10 and like top deck Siphon Soul or Gul'dan?
I think it's better to be at 10.
Yeah, just go full face, defile Kodo.
We don't proc them.
Yeah, we don't.
Playing Hellfire is doesn't matter much, right?
No, they probably have second.
Yeah, they
Ice
have
block.
second block, most likely.
I mean, they have to play block then.
I don't like it. I like this.
What is that card? What
They're
are
playing
they doing?
Statsifkas. They're playing Statsifkas. That list, the weird one. Alright, easy.
Nice.
Adding all those bad cards in their deck. they're like the worst cards I've ever seen. It's just like random Kodo, random Black Knight.
Team Liquid is up 4-1 with some fighting words to put a cherry on top. That is a dominant lead, and we kind of asked the question, what can stop this mage deck, Admirable?
It's a great question. You heard them talking about the bad cards in the Warlock deck. Those bad cards serve a purpose. It is not for this matchup. They wanted to get through the mage way earlier on, but the answers just don't seem to be there.
Yeah, but what can you say? The mage play has been solid for Team Liquid, and G2 is gassed out.
Very few decks left to work with for G2 as well. And every single time they queue up a match now, ideally they've queued up an answer to it. And then the next best answer, and the next best answer. Their leadoff was Taunt Warrior. And now they've gone with Warlock. And that didn't work. What? Well, I mean, how did they answer this? I don't understand. Like, if this is Murloc Paladin, I'm going to be shocked that they used Taunt Warrior and then Control Warlock to handle this. And not just Control Warlock. Control Warlock looks like it's tuned for the mirror match and for Taunt Warrior.
Well, it depends on what they have for Paladin the entire time, honestly.
Even if it's Control Paladin, if they say they have 2 Forbidden Healings, I mean, isn't that enough? Albeit,
maybe.
it's hard to play 2 Forbidden Healings in Control Paladin right now, but...
Right, because you have to play Control Paladin as a way to destroy aggro, and this is just not really what you're expecting. The mage is just on a tear right now, and G2 is on the verge of losing potentially this rest of the series with a very commanding score in favor of Team Liquid.
If this is Murloc Paladin, I am going to be quite shocked, because that is a strong matchup for Paladin. We've seen that all throughout Trinity series. I've seen that in my experience. Oh my gosh.
It is Murloc Paladin.
I'm pretty shocked right now. All throughout Trinity series, we have seen teams go to Murloc Paladin immediately to try to answer a mage. G2 is very afraid of the countermeasures from Team Liquid, but they are the pressure deck in this scenario. It's very difficult for Team Liquid to handle all of the early minions before Blessing of Kings and before Giant Megasaur. Usually, one of those living is a big punish point. You know, Team Liquid has to answer that minion stage after stage after stage. I think this was a big slip up from G2.
Well, we'll see. Right now, they have an early game curve of the small Murlocs. I don't think Rallying Blade's worth keeping. There's although you can use it to answer the Mana Worm, which apparently finds the way into Liquid's hand every single game.
That's a reason to keep it for me.
And for the Arcanologist, I guess.
I do like the mulligan of the Blessing of Kings. You have enough payoff cards in your deck that you're looking for bigger things to do than just Blessing of Kings. A lot of times it's good throughout the game, but the early Murlocs are good in the early stages. And so to me, I'm looking at the Murloc Tidecolor plus a Grimscale Chum, and that's enough pressure to contest a Doomsayer, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it wouldn't be. It'd be one off unless they chummed first and hit the buff.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work either.
Let's go ahead and listen into G2 and see what they're going to do.
And then Chum, Coin, Rockpool next turn.
Yeah, I think that's better. You just then it's still really good.
If they play Arcanologist.
Yeah, or like also the Tidecolor gets already with Rockpool.
Yeah, just go Tidecolor.
It's just Tidecolor, right? I don't like the...
Yes.
Yeah. Doomsayer messes us up. What do we do? Do we coin Blade?
Yes. We just
Yeah, I think so. I think we coin Blade.
Against Acolyte, and then we take initiative.
Yeah. I think that's fine.
Let's think about it. So Doomsayer always goes off unless they play Alchemist. They kept a bunch of cards, so that means they most likely have plays. We play 2 Novas, but I don't know, we probably take too much damage until then.
On a Doomsayer. I mean, I really don't think we can withstand this much damage early. That card's scary.
Okay,
Yeah.
Fine.
thing, but it's not like we have a super dead turn, right? Like we can play block, we can top deck a Valet, we can clear the board.
Yeah, we had a lot of good draws. That's true.
Yeah.
Let's just go for it.
Like an Acolyte, like it's just right. Like waiting for Nova Doom when we have like absolutely nothing to do. Like if we whiff on Glyph and we wait for Nova Doom, we're probably just dead.
Yeah.
Coin Blade.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I really like the Coin Blade here. Tries to handle that Acolyte of Pain or a 2/3 right when it comes out. That's really smart. It looks quite poor on the surface, but when you look at what it actually accomplishes, this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, it's better than doing nothing in a lot of cases because their hand is very lean. They're very low curve and lean, so you just end up playing a lot of small stuff, and you're trying to push a lot of synergies. They're not saving the coin for the usual power play of coin Bone Mare, for example, or coin, Karen or Cobalt Scale Bait the lower you go on the curve. So I appreciate this a lot from G2, from being able to leverage their turn when supposedly they're not supposed to do anything.
Makes use of that 2 mana where you couldn't make use of it otherwise. And this way they get the Vilefin Inquisitor into the Rock Pool, and then they can follow with the Chum and the Cold Light Seer, protect the Grimscale Chum in that respect. They could go for the Chum now and just try to put pressure on Team Liquid's mana, but that actually is in Team Liquid's favor at the moment. Granted, that's just because we can see the hand.
Yeah,
but G2 is thinking about the follow-up to this. How do they offset it?
This is 1 more damage on the board, which I think I can appreciate a little bit more, because if assuming your opponent can't deal with it, it'll add up over time.
It's a good point, too, if you just protect the Chum now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
Frostbolt will answer one of these minions. The Primordial Glyph also is a pretty nice option and can be coming up huge. If they find Air of Effect, it's good. It's obviously the #1 choice, but even if they find single target removal,
card draw,
freeze, card draw, there's a lot of good options. There's actually very few bad options. There are a couple of new ones from Knights of the Frozen Throne that are pretty useless, like Simulacrum and Glacial Mysteries, but outside of that, it's pretty much just good, smooth sailing.
Yeah. Fortunately, you can't discover 3 Glacial Mysteries from Primordial Glyph. Yet.
I mean, we haven't seen a card
keep running
that can
Glacial
do that.
Mysteries variants.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's one of the cards that's been revealed from Kobolds and Catacombs. It's just like put 3 copies of a card in your hand, right? Which is the Silverhand Recruits card from Paladin. So why not put 3 Glacial Mysteries into your hand? Would you play a 2-mana card like that? 2-mana 1/1,
No, I
put
would
3
not.
Glacial Mysteries in your hand? What if it said 5 or 10 Glacial Mysteries?
That's even worse.
Right.
I don't want any Glacial Mysteries in my hand. Black Knight in the Paladin deck, too.
What are they trying to hit?
I don't know, but Team Liquid is under some pressure now. They chose to Frostbolt last turn instead. Let's hear how they want to handle the rest of this game.
We can Acolyte
Pink. Yeah.
Better, right?
Yes.
The turn after draw Blizzard naturally.
It's for sure better.
Now I wish I glyphed the turn before, but I still stand by my play. I still stand by it.
Yeah.
We have to Chum Seer, right? And kill Acolyte.
So if you Chum Seer, 3/4, doesn't really matter. Maybe it's better to hero power.
We have 2 more damage on the board if we Chum Seer.
I wonder.
But they're gonna Blizzard next turn.
Maybe.
The thing is, like, if you keep the Chum for later, it's gonna be in ping range.
We
Like
give
now is
them
the chance to give Chum
Too
health.
much information as well. We have 1 card, they will not play on anything, and then like Doom Nova Doomsayer or something.
Yeah, but let's just think about the stronger play here. Because that I'm not even sure.
The stronger play is definitely Chum.
It's stronger on board for now, but if they have Blizzard into Blizzard, we have no refill.
It might be hero power here.
I like hero power. It's like 2 damage is not that much.
Yeah, but like Chum is never gonna get more health again.
It's gonna die.
You're thinking about Blizzard into Blizzard, like I
mean,
know.
Blizzard is even okay here. It's not too bad.
I mean, we're talking about 2 damage, potentially even...
The hero power has to be better. It just fits curve. Even if we play it later as a 2/1. Has to be. Oh man, not this again.
They don't have Blizzard. Or they don't want to use it at least.
Maybe they have
didn't
Nova.
have it.
Nah, you wouldn't use it here. If you have Nova, you still want a Blizzard.
Blizzard is too good here. Softens up a lot of things. And then you can Flame Strike to Glyph.
What to do?
We have a lot of burn in hand. Like,
Yeah,
but it costs so much mana, right? It's so hard to get that
I
off.
think it's a spell or something. A roping.
What to do?
All right.
What to do? Time runs out on
Oh, there it is.
All right, play it. Play the steed.
Yeah, give us.
Attack was 1/3 first.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something like against the buffs.
Maybe it's counterspell.
It may be.
Do we just go Hydrolist here? Black Knight.
So they're gonna portal next turn. I'm quite sure. So I think we go in.
Just go.
Unless they're gibbering us into Blizzard.
Nah, there's no way they keep Blizzard there. There's no way. No way. There's no way.
Yeah, I think chunk Hydrologist, but don't play Secret. Maybe you could have just Hero Power. I don't know.
Redemption, Godo.
We can play it now to proc Secret.
So then Kodo.
Yeah,
I like the Kodo. We just play it here, man.
Yeah,
Like we wanna. It's Spellbender, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine.
Spellbender, okay.
Yeah, it's always Spellbender.
It might.
Do they? They probably do.
They have 15 damage on board right
Their
now
weapon?
with the weapon.
With the weapon, so we can just glyph, right?
Oh, they have 18 actually. They have 18 actually.
Okay. We can ping the 2-1, but if it's redemption, then we kind of get screwed. We get kind of. But if we Firelands, we're also dead. So I think the play is just glyph, right? We can't, like, if we Firelands it.
We're gonna Fireland and get a taunt, but that's probably still not gonna be good enough. That's like redemption or
I wonder.
get
Probably
away.
redemption.
I mean, if it's redemption, we get
I
popped.
think we have to glyph, right?
Yeah, okay. I just really don't like anything else.
Alright, let's pick the pyro and fireball in his face. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, this sucks. Well, let's hope it's not redemption.
Okay.
Wait, if they procast, don't we fireball a minion or ping a minion?
We have to ping it.
redemption.
Then it might buy us a turn.
Buy us a turn, right? There's only 16 now.
Oh, nice.
That's a very important ping. That extra turn can potentially be the difference here.
Yeah, I'm trying to calculate if Team Liquid had like a 4-turn setup with double Pyroblast and Fireball, but they still don't have enough turns.
Let me think.
Can they draw something next turn?
I mean, we all know they have enough damage very easily to kill G2. They had the time to play because it costs 15, 25,
So block doesn't get popped this turn, they pyro.
36, 39 mana.
And then they go into 9 mana, and they have to play second block, leaves them to 6, and then they Fireball Frostbolt or Fireball Medivh's Valet, and then the Ice Block would get popped, and then they have Pyroblast. So they actually just need to draw a 3 damage card here, right? Like a 3 damage card wins them the game.
Yeah. I guess if I'm following your math correctly.
Yeah, because they don't get popped this turn, so they're free to Pyroblast. Wow. They have 2 turns to draw it, too. They have this turn and the turn after.
Okay, so it's a whiff.
Now, Freeze won't save them because the Rallying Blade's going to be up as well, so it has to be a 3 damage card next turn.
Right. Gentle Mega Sword isn't really needed at this point.
I don't think any of G2's cards change anything for the rest of the game. Let's listen to G2. It's tight times.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, sure.
Just passing.
I don't see how they clear the board.
How are they ever gonna do this, man? 8 mana Pyro.
Ice block, Frostbolt, Fireball, Pyro next turn.
Him.
I mean, they got to... No, Hydrosis is a draw, so we don't care that much, right?
You are on fire.
We hit the 3 out of 17. I mean, we had a 3 out of 18 also, but yeah, hit the 3 out of 17.
Oh!
Wait, it's a tie, right? No, wait, does it get reflected?
Tie. It's a tie. It's a tie.
Oh, I don't want to play this again.
Monk ass.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, come on. I wanted this win.
Fine. I'll take a tie over. Like, our hand was so bad.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll also take a tie.
Our hand was so bad.
Yeah.
It's like
I
double
think
brilliance.
Oh,
What?
sweet.
No way!
That was disgusting.
Dog backwards once again. Easy.
Dog easy.
I'm not a spelling bee champion, but dog backwards spells G-O-D.
And that was full God mode at the end. Holy smokes. Glyph into Pyro. The ping being Kodo instead of Redemption meant that G2 was 1 damage off of popping the block. If they pop the block, Team Liquid can't win the game from that spot.
Right.
But that 1 damage off gave them time to Pyro with the block in place. Yep. And then they had to draw a 3 damage card right then and right there. They rip it, which is, I think, 5-1?
No, it was 3 out of 18, so 1 to 6.
So that reduces to 1 in 6.
So 17%.
1 in 6 or 5-1 there. 5 bad outcomes to 1 good outcome.
Right.
In that situation. Or 1 out of every 6 times.
So 17,
oh
approximately 17% of the time, Team Liquid wins that. So if you are a Team Liquid fan, that is when you stick your nose high in there and say, well, that's when I skillfully play to my outs, and that is why I strategically position myself advantageously to get this Mage versus Murloc Paladin. And that's when, of course, G2 fans are saying, well, forget this, I'm done with Hearthstone for the day, uninstall.
Well, you could see the difference between the way that G2 played the early game pressure. I liked that they took it slow, but RDU was right about getting that Grimskill Chum in play. He wanted to take Kodo, though, later on instead of Redemption.
No, that's true.
Everything added up to, at the very end of the game, if they had played the Grimskill Chum or if they had played Redemption, I think they get there.
Yeah, and I think kind of like what you were saying, there's so many very small decisions they even made. Even playing Grimskill Chum on turn 1. Just being able to line everything up to have Grimskill Chum push as much damage as possible really mattered and made a huge difference in pushing damage. And then you look at the secrets and you look at how Team Liquid drew awkwardly. I really enjoyed that game. I really enjoyed that game.
I mean, that was a good game for sure. Yeah. And I think at the end of it, though, those small things were the difference in the end. Yeah, and you can see G2. I think that they did not pay enough heed to Mage in this week. Their decks are definitely teched out to defeat Shaman and to defeat Warlock. They paid very little attention to Mage. And Team Liquid, they've been drawing fairly well, but as they said last game, their draw really wasn't that good. They had Doomsayer, but they had very little to do, and now their hand is insane.
Double mana work.
Their Flame Tongue's great here, though. The Flame Tongue may offset this entire opening from Team Liquid.
Yeah. And they saw full mulligan from Shaman. There's no reasonable way to peg them on Flame Tongue Totem outside of just pure speculation.
And the problem with G2's hand right now, though, is that it's very heavy. There's not a lot to do. And so if they don't draw some of their early game cards, they are going to get pushed quite a bit here.
But this is huge.
Sarnite Chain Gang is great versus Mage.
Oh my gosh. Flame Tongue is so crazy. Yeah. I mean, we saw how impactful Flame Tongue was, not just now, but also in random spots throughout the game. Remember when Medivh summoned a Flame Tongue Totem?
Yep.
Was able to get big lifesteal off the Water Elementals.
I don't think that's better than hero powering for sure.
You don't want to offset your mana curve too much with the overload.
So Team Liquid gets away under pressure for a turn. And now this is quite interesting as well. The option between the Ice Block into Primordial Glyph and Medivh's Valet looks much stronger than the Acolyte to me, because then you get to play the Acolyte and draw the card immediately. But this opens them to Sarnite Chain Gang now. So Team Liquid is going to be under a considerable amount of pressure. And this is probably a game where I would like to see G2 just play Doppelgangster and play for that big pressure point. It's in the turn before Blizzard, and it threatens a Bloodlust. It threatens to top deck Thrall or Evolve. Very tough turn for Team Liquid if they get that Doppelgangster online.
All right, well, let's listen to Team Liquid. Their Discover options don't look that good.
Breath. I feel like others are kind of useless now. Like, why are we forbidding flaming?
We forbidden flaming our Acolyte to draw one more after we ping on 6. So we go like Acolyte, ping, forbidden flame, our Echo.
Yeah, I think it's never Shatter though.
I think Shatter's fine if they evolve. We can clear a board, but it's up to you guys. I mean, I don't like Breath.
I think it's Flames.
I wonder.
Sure, what do you think?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't even have a freeze. Like that's why I'm kind of.
We have 3 freezes in our deck. We have a ton of card draw, right? Like we're gonna hit it.
Yeah.
Okay, up to you. You choose. You choose. Up to you.
Shatter. What do you think, Sho?
Yeah, I think Shatter.
Okay.
Excuse me, you are on fire.
Okay, we don't.
Okay.
We just double trade and hero
Yeah.
power.
And Crab.
No, there's no reason to crab. We don't want to really evolve it.
Yeah, and we also show them the Crab, which doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah, this is great. That's great.
And
I mean, we don't have answer for Doomsayer. Yet.
They could have double evolve, I guess.
Speak to me.
Yeah, they might have double evolve too. We just go for value trade, punch face, double evolve. We probably go Nova, try to find Intellect, try to find Nova.
No, they just trade,
Double
go
evolve.
face, double evolve, yeah.
We found Nova at least. We hit it.
Yeah, that's good.
Completely.
Quite bad evolution.
Come on,
Oh,
come on.
whoa! The anti-spell guy.
Oh, okay.
They cannot do anything.
You
We
want?
shatter it this turn.
Okay.
Post. I'm probably gonna go. Are we done? We have 10, 20. But
I think we don't.
Do.
Wait, how much is it? 11 plus
we have
5
to
plus
fireball.
4?
We have to fireball the 5.
Yeah, I'm just, that's what I'm thinking. But how much do they have? 11 plus 5, 16 plus 4 is 20. So they have Jade Lightning and they need one more.
Yeah, I'm just fireballing the 5/5. There's no other play.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Bro.
7 plus.
No, it's one off, but we still do it, right?
Yeah, we put them to 1 because we have Jade Claws.
Yeah.
Buff the.
What do I bomber?
I think
The
you buff.
poison.
Do we have any beasts in the deck? Oh, we have beasts. I think you buff the 3/2.
What beast do we have?
They're gonna Blizzard and then we can draw cards with Hungry Crab.
Oh yeah, sure.
I didn't see that one. Hungry crap.
Yeah, I was like, what beasts do we have?
Hungry Crab, Battle Cry, destroy a Murloc, gain +2/+2, draw a card. That sounds pretty good to me if you're able to combine it with Scavenging. What is it called again?
Starving Buzzard.
Starving Buzzard.
Yeah, it's been a while. Poor Starving
I was
Buzzard.
I was like Scavenging Birdman, but
Look,
that's not what it's called at all.
Starving Buzzard was freezing trapped, and then we fed it a banana to revive it back to health, and that's why it costs 5 mana and is 3/2 now.
You really thought of an elaborate way to explain.
Well, it was used to be a 2 mana 2/1, right?
Yeah,
So the freezing
that
trap
was
makes it 4.
way too good.
Yeah. I mean, he's starving.
So he scavenges.
Yeah, for bananas.
What to do?
Everyone knows that bananas are Buzzard's favorite food.
Yeah.
Team Liquid is in a heap of trouble here. I mean, Shaman is one of those decks that, despite any situation you put it against, the Doppelgangster Evolve can change the
So
scope of the
good.
game.
It's just so good.
Time runs out on you.
They're at 1 life. They haven't been popped.
G2's held the Jade Claws this entire time, too.
They have another Ice Block to go for Ice Block Nova next turn, or Ice Block anyone else, anything else they draw. Ice Block Nova Doomsayer.
Well, G2's got the Jade Claws, though. Let's hear it. How they want to take this.
Tight. Nah, maybe you
Play
don't.
the
Oh,
crab.
Mandate is better, yeah. Mandate is
Yeah,
better. We
don't
can trade
shoot.
another 2/2.
Yeah, but don't show the crap, man. I don't want to show it.
Okay, you don't want to show it? Sure.
Yeah, like
Just don't play anything. Just keep it at 6 man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even we shouldn't show Mana Tide, because they might think we play with Prince.
Nah, it doesn't matter, man.
Nah, that doesn't matter, but I think Hungry Crab matters.
Have lightning. I don't think we win. Then if they Jade Claws us, we can go Blizzard into I don't know.
I mean, isn't it always just barriers here? Because I think if they block the block, we lose anyway, right?
Exactly, yeah, exactly. I think we all just go Arcanologist. I kind of dig in using Shatter on this. So
Mana Tide, sure. I mean, what else are we saving it for?
you guys want to use it or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. I
We
mean, what
need
else?
the Doomsayer to pop next turn, so we deny the money card, right?
But if it's buried, they're dead. Or not.
They're not dead.
Okay, lightning is fine then. But they can bury you next turn.
Yeah, but
It's still better to Lightning, I think.
is it? I mean, do we care if it? So then if it is barrier, then we have 4, 6. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's lightning here.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it's better to Lightning.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Barrier.
Okay.
Time for us to high roll, boys. Let's go.
Be right back, toilet, because the next one is gonna be long.
Okay.
All right, G2 able to scrap an important win. And, you know, if you can't win the series, or if you've resigned yourself to already lose the series no matter what, at least scrap as many games as you can together, because that tiebreaker, in my opinion, I'm just going to make a prediction here. I think the 5th place team will have the same record as the 4th place team, but the difference will be 1 or 2 games off.
I think it's very likely to happen, but I want to draw attention back to what we said at the start of the show. G2 has been known for single deck dominant performances throughout Trinity series.
Streaks.
First season and this season as well. I don't know if it's going to come late in the set here, but that's what it takes for them to win right now.
Yeah, it's a huge streak. They had to put 5 wins together in order to pull the series, and we have seen pretty crazy comebacks, even as recently as last weekend, where we had the pleasure of watching Kranich be down 1-4 against another team, and then was able to pretty much 5 wins in a row, -1 game.
Yeah.
So, like, he had to 6-0 the entire team back, and after that, I feel like I can watch any comeback in Hearthstone.
It's always a possibility. That's part of what I think makes the game so interesting and so fun to watch, is that it has that any given Sunday feel to it at all times.
But you also need to continue to play well, and we're also tapping into their comms. Team Liquid has a much more balanced approach. It seems like they are very versatile. They're not bad at Druid and Priest. In fact, they are so good at it. It gets banned every single series. It's the same with every team, essentially.
Just take too many cards to counter it.
They even got the elusive Hunter win, which seems to be something that most teams don't have these days.
That claim, I think, goes to Team Levulots right now. The 3-0 with Hunter that they had a couple weeks ago.
That's right. That's right. RDU, of course, you heard him stepping out to the restroom. It is kind of a long series, but coming up after this series, if Team Liquid was able to close it out, we have Complexity versus Tempo Storm. So if you guys are enjoying Trinity Series, make sure to hashtag Trinity Series on social media. And also, stick around for series number 2, because that also promises to be very interesting as well.
Big week for Complexity as well. The Season 1 winners looking to find themselves with another opportunity to win Trinity Series. And back-to-back wins. Woo! That is a feat that in particular series is rarely done.
Yeah, repeat champions in Hearthstone is very hard to ensure. With a small field of teams like 8, but it's also all of them are elite, that's very impressive too. Considering the changes from season to season too, as well.
I mean, if you figure over the course of the entire thing, you got to play 7 weeks, and then it's 4 teams that make it to the final. So that's another 2 matches you got to win there.
Yeah.
And in a best of 11, that is a lot of games where you found the edge in matchups.
Right. I mean, we're gonna have easily 70, 80 games, and if you can argue that 70, 80 games is a small sample size, then you should reconsider, because there's only so much time we have. And we spanned this out over 7 weeks. How much longer can you really ask?
I mean, if you're really going to take into all the variations of Hearthstone, I mean, you would need millions and millions of games to see the final percentage of it. Now, the more games you have,
which doesn't
obviously,
actually make it that fun.
the stronger it is. Absolutely, too, because surprise factor is a big deal. If you surprise your opponents, oftentimes that gives you a bigger win rate than if you didn't surprise them.
Yep.
I mean, hence the surprise. Of course, you can be prepared for it immediately afterwards. Were you prepared for it right now?
So Team Liquid, if I'm in their spot, I pick the best deck that I have against Shaman. Is that Rogue?
I think it is. I think Rogue is quite strong versus Shaman. The early game is comparable. Tar Creeper is a big hit to the deck, and then you also have the backstab SI turns that put a big hurt on it.
Why do people? So people just largely consider it to be Rogue favored, or is it just Rogue is a slight edge?
I think Rogue is a slight edge. But that being said, I think the rest of their decks are quite slight edges against this. Again, Shaman is just one of those decks that can pressure point anything. And seeing that we had Love You Lots play Jade last week, they might not know exactly what it is and be a little bit more apprehensive to queue up a matchup that they perceive as quite strong, and then run into that scenario. You heard G2 say, or heard RDU say rather, that he wanted to go to the bathroom because he anticipated this next game being long. Doesn't look like that's going to be the case. And now Backstab is drawn. Team Liquid looks like they're favored.
Yeah. Okay, so I think they don't have one drop, right? That's like for sure. So they could have Portal and not want to coin it. That also makes sense.
Or Claws, right?
Yeah, close if they don't have a one drop, they still don't coin it.
Because you lose to Captain if you J-Close, no.
Yeah, you have to Maelstrom. It's also not that good in this match with Maelstrom.
Okay.
There's not many 1 HP minions.
Just not the 1 HP minion.
Dump the Creeper. I think our deck runs enough late game here to where we're like, okay, most things.
Yeah, I'm only scared of Total Evolve.
Oh, no. It's probably Totem into Jade Claws Totem.
It isn't too slow.
I mean, what do you want to do with this hand?
Jade Claws Crab.
Don't like it, they kill our one.
Where do you get with that?
And next turn, oh, we can't. We have 3 mana next turn. Then, yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay, I
Kill
like
power crab.
Power Crab, yeah.
Yeah, I like it more.
Wrong crab.
Backstab, deckhand, Edwin, make him have the devolve.
Yes.
I mean, there's merit to using the Frost Shock over the deckhand if you want. You can go backstab, Frost Shock, punch, totem, and then play Edwin if you want to keep the deckhands.
Why are we keeping the deckhands though?
There's not really a reason. It's just more damage, but I'd rather play the deckhands, personally.
I think I'd rather play the deckhand too. Sure.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Positioning doesn't matter, so. I guess if they play Avalanche, this is in the middle.
Yes.
I don't want to punch it there, right? Probably not.
No, save dagger.
G2 has the devolve ready to go, and that's going to be a big loss here for the Rogue.
Mana Addict.
Nah, it's not that big of a deal.
Whoa, no, that's a very big deal. That's a lot of damage. That's a bigger deal.
Yeah, that's a much bigger deal. Wait.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage.
Now it's like, whoa, Mana Addict. Now that's a lot of big. That's a huge amount.
Yeah, this is. I actually think this is quite a problem for G2 now, and that's something that I think is going to swing back and forth in this matchup. Is if Team Liquid gets the board early on and forces some defensive play, sure, Devolve's great against Edwin, but the problem is that you have to spend your mana using Devolve. And then the 2-drop was quite powerful. Really, the bigger deal is just 3 health on it. That makes it so the Jade Claws never clears it off in this spot. And so G2 is left in this weird-looking position where this Mana Addict is likely to live for multiple turns, and that's a catalyst to future minions living as well.
Are we trading the Snow Flipper Penguin in as well?
I'm using my dagger.
If the buff lands on the Snow Flipper Penguin, your opponent takes it out with the weapon. I guess you're okay with that?
Yeah, I think at this point it's a damage race for Team Liquid, but that is what they're talking about. Should we backstab and get extra damage now? Should we trade the Snow Flipper Penguin to ensure the land on the Mana Addict? I personally like using the dagger because either way, your opponent's going to take a lot of damage here. If it lands on the Snow Flipper Penguin, Mana Addict's likely to live.
Right, and the extra body is very relevant against a token-based deck. So let's go ahead and listen in and see what the teams are thinking for these pivotal turns here.
And coin thing from below into Doppel Evolve.
Seems good.
It's better than Mana. Yeah, it has
Yeah,
to
of
be
course
better.
it's better than Mana Tide.
Mm.
I mean, the other play was actually not Mana Tide, but like G cost hero power.
Let's hope no Vile
No Wild
Spine.
Spine plus 1 mana card. But they have 1 mana card. Oh, do they? No.
No, they
have
didn't
Smash
play
card.
Fire. They
don't,
didn't
they
play
don't.
Firefly.
They have 1 card from Shaman from Swashbuckler.
Yeah.
Do it.
That's really good. Nice catch.
Yeah, do it.
That was really good. Wow.
That was insane.
So sick.
I actually counted it, but I counted it wrong. I thought it wouldn't die. I don't know how I counted it wrong. I only counted the 2 damage that it gets, and then I didn't count the attack it had.
Okay, we can't count to 3 either. It's hard. Alright, let's see what they get. Taunts.
No taunt. No taunt. Oh.
Oh man.
Kind of annoying.
It's
I kind of
very
just want to
annoying.
trade in the 5/5. Shock the 5/7.
Yes, Saku go face.
Do you want to frost shock the 5/5 or the 5/7?
I think the 5/5, right? Because it doesn't like he has to throw the 5/7 into the 7/5 anyway.
What do you feel about trading in the Karen and missing the 2 damage? The Death Rattle of Karen up, and we're going to keep the Scale Bane. And we can go Frost Shock on the 5/7, and then we have a Karen up. We push 2 less damage, but we can play Shaku as well, and we get the buff from Scale Bane.
It's probably better to do that.
Yeah.
It's more
More power. All right, I'm going to do that. I think it's better.
Okay, sure.
We're freezing the 5/7, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we are.
Yeah, no, we're definitely freezing. Do we play the deckhand's the only consideration?
I think so. What's the downside? I guess like a Vile Spine or something.
I think we always play it.
Yeah. No. Also the buff could go there. Up to you.
As well. I think we just sit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I
I like
We
that.
can get bone there, right?
Yeah. Also.
Phone there, anything like that.
Or taunt.
Taunt Totem is the only way to not
Prevent
take the
lethal,
damage
yes.
here.
What do we trade after?
I think you might will. Just roll the time, please.
Taunt Totem here, but look, this is also for Taunt Totem, right? Really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally calculated that. Totally was counting for that Taunt Totem, you know?
Easy.
Do we have
Think, can they play Think?
lethal? Nice.
Well played, boys. Very important win, nice. I really like our decks this time.
I mean, the mage just like got really lucky, right? We should have lost
Yeah,
like
but
2 of those
it
games.
was built that way though. If we just brought our own
It
mage.
was built a lot better this time. Or
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
differently, which is good. I mean, they have to trade. Are they just debating whether or not they trade in the 5/5 or the 4/5? I think they have to trade in the 4/5. I think that's a value. Because there's no way if they don't.
Nice boys. Easy.
Easy.
Seen this guy too many times.
Murabi again. Nice boys.
Dog versus G2. Easy.
Yeah.
High roll him, easy.
Team Liquid takes the series 6-2, and it seems like they're having the only disagreement they really come upon is how the victory was achieved. Fino saying, "I think our preparation and decks came to play." Dog says, "Honestly, I think we just got really lucky today." But no matter how you slice it, Team Liquid is definitely one of the contenders to make top 4 now that they're at 4-2 with a very dominant score.
Sure, they had some good opening draws, but their big point of luck was the out to the 3 damage that they played in game number 4, I believe it was. They found a Pyroblast from a Primordial Glyph and played directly to their out, which was to draw a 3 damage card out of the 18 remaining cards they had. It was a 1-6. That little bit of luck led to a dominant performance from Team Liquid.
Yeah, and I mean, no one's gonna beat around the bush here. And high stakes or in high level Hearthstone, you need both. You need to play well and you need to get lucky in a lot of cases to win.
Right.
How many times have we seen people play well and not get lucky? And it's like, well, it doesn't really matter because that's just how the nature of variance works. And you also add to the fact that there's also some heavy misplays. I mean, possibly the blunder of the tournament was right there where it was like you could have just easily mapped out an Alex sequence, which would have changed the entire outcome of the series.
Well, not easily map it out, but you could have mapped it out. It's a very difficult map out because
when I say easily, I meant that if you took some time to think, because it was one of those things too where Tice said, "Give me time to think." You even said, "Just give me a few seconds to just make sure I can verify this." And he's like, no need to think. You guys are slow. And they kind of egged each other on in that case. And it doesn't mean that G2 would have won the series at all. Maybe nothing would have even changed. Maybe they still would have lost 6-2. But it would have been different for sure.
Yeah, maybe they should have won the first game. And then they could have won the Paladin game as well. It was a very difficult mix-up where the small things ended up making a huge difference.
All right, well, let's go talk to someone from Team Liquid. And you might recognize him from being able to do a lot of winning today here. Dog, can you hear me?
Yeah, hey, what's up?
Cool. So we were listening into a lot of what you guys were saying, and it seemed like you guys were firing on all cannons, kind of being in unison. The one thing that you tended to disagree on was at the very end when Fino was saying, I think our preparation or decks really cured us, and you said, I think we just got lucky. Now that you've had a couple of seconds to really think about it, just give me some thoughts on that series of what was a result of your preparation, what do you feel like was chalked up to just having a fortunate draw?
I mean, I feel like we should have won that first game at all. Like, if they just played well or like better at the end, I'm pretty sure we just lost. So that was like a big deal, right? Like, especially in LHS, because you need like your counter pick decks. Mm-hmm. And if you get the first win and they lose their counter pick deck, then a deck can just sweep. And the mage just kind of like, took over after a little bit. So that's kind of a big problem. So we got lucky with that. And then some of the glyphs were pretty good, but also like, I don't know, we just like played to our outs and that was it. The preparation was good. Like, we built the mage deck a little differently this time around, and it definitely helped. So a little bit of both,
Right, and so that I guess that clarifies. Like, you felt like you can't always rely on your opponents to make mistakes. In this case, they made a huge one that went into your favor. You also made some comments on their decks as well. You're saying, "Oh man, they're just playing some bad cards in their decks." Is that how you feel that way strongly, or do you feel like it's just something you disagree with, but you can understand why they do it?
I mean, I understand why they do it. It's something I disagree with. Like, Crane a while ago was always just like, yeah, you don't play tech cards because they're like always bad. And I disagree with that, but like, I don't know. They're running like Black Knight and Kodo and their Warlock, which is like really, really weird. Like what matchup are you trying to hit? Like Warrior or something? I don't know. It needs to make more sense than that. So maybe I'm just not seeing what they're trying to do, but it seemed bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, we were wondering ourselves because they had a lot of Black Knights over the course of the series and they hit nothing, so we were confused ourselves. Yeah,
playing against Nyria, a former teammate of yours, does that make this victory any more important to you, or do you feel that that defeating him really sends a statement in Trinity series?
I mean, Nyria is just a really good player, so it is important to me that I beat him because kind of validates us as a team and as players. It doesn't really have anything to do with him leaving or anything because he's just a good player. I wish him the best, and I'm glad we won. There's that.
Friendship with Nyria ended. Fino is now my best friend. That's what Dog said. I quoted it word for word. I may have, messed around with the words.
Nyria's a good guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah. It's Hearthstone,
Yeah, it's only a game.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, Dog. We've had a lot of fun watching you, and you guys are in good position for the finals. So good luck in the final week of play.
Sweet. Yeah, thanks.